How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? Sorry that I am late. I what did I say? I went for treatment, then forgot the time I set up this. But the thing is, my computer was not working, so that's another thing. But big up to everybody. Big up to everybody for waiting. Sorry I'm late. Um, but we're still gonna go in today. Today there will be no glazing. Glazing is not allowed. We're not gonna glaze anybody. Today we're gonna have to just speak the truth and just say what it is. Some people are not going to be happy. Some people will not be excited. Some people will be like, "Well, why are you saying that against my manager? Why are you saying that against my player?" But it is what it is, man. Sometimes things have to be said. People won't be happy. People's feelings will be hurt. But that's what we're here for. We do YouTube to speak the truth, and if we continue overglazing players, overglazing managers, and thinking that regardless whatever a manager has done in his life, it means that he can uh, mess around and do fuck all, and then we all going to love it. Anyway, let me see the people in the chat. Big up to Spartacus for here. Big up to that terrorist Adam who has made it on the channel. Big up to him too. Let's read the comments. It says late City Fan TV. Man, as I said, I forgot that I put this for 9 o'clock. So sue me, sue me. He says, Patrick, I was watching one of your intros from 4 years ago. Where is it? Just you posing for the camera. Bring that back. Oh, I don't know. We'll try find it. We'll try find it. We'll try find it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll try find that. But big up to you, man. I know YSK has been here since day one. J Plug says hello, Patrick. God bless you. Big up, say Wagwan, Wagwan, Wagwan. Yeah. So Jerry says the truth. I'm here for it. Yeah, yo, the jersey looks nice. Yeah, this jersey is actually cold. It actually came today, so it looks great. Look at that. It does look great. It's not a bad jersey, even though we are out of the Club World Cup at the moment. So anyway, I'm gonna start off before I introduce the panel. We've got Spartacus, we've got Adam, but I'm gonna start off. Um, so yesterday it all started with the lineup. I was not even supposed to watch the game. I said I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna go to bed because it's too late. I had to go somewhere to go get treatment early in the morning. So I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. I can't wake up at 7 after this. But as always, as you are a Man City fan, you get intrigued. So I saw the lineup. I knew it's gonna be ass chicks. As soon as I saw Gundogan in there, I was like, why are we playing Gundogan? Why are you playing Gundogan, Reinders, and Silva? You're either playing number eights, you're playing a bunch of number eights. So I was like, what exactly is going on? Like, what's our mission here? I was like, yeah, what is our mission? Yeah, big up, Adam. I understand. Go ahead. We'll wait for you, Adam. So I was asking, I was like, why are you not even playing a number 10 or playing somebody else who can play a holding midfielder? You're playing Reinders, who, yes, he can play a holding, but he's not a holding midfielder specialist. Then you're playing Gundogan, who is not really an attacking midfielder specialist anymore. He's more of an eight. Bernardo Silva more of an eight, not very creative. So what you're doing is you're killing the creativity. Unless you tell Rangers to attack, but you're telling Rangers to hold back. What exactly are you cooking? I was intrigued to see this. I think that's the reason why I stayed up awake. It's not like I stayed up because I was like, oh, this is going to be exciting. I was like, let me just see what exactly I want to see. Then what I predicted when I stayed up for the game happened. Guess what? The number eights were doing their job. All they're doing is rotating the ball as number eights do. Every time we get countered or get hit with transition, we looked horrible because the number eights sometimes they're good at defending, but they're not 100% good at sitting. They're not 100% very good at sitting. Funny thing is, El Hilal, big up to them. They played a very good game. Now we can't blame them for what they were doing. It's our own fault that we missed the chances. It's our own fault that we didn't set up the team to kill them. Because I believe here, to my hand on heart, that if we went there with Foden, or like Foden, Cherokee, people who can create in tight spaces, people who can kill them, we could have killed them at the beginning and not had a boxing match as we did in the late stages. But as I said, long behold, we missed chance after chance, but our creativity was not that great. Let's not lie. It's not like we were creating chances that are like, wow, yes, the keeper was incredible from the other team, but It's just we were missing a number 10. Haaland was doing more connection play instead of behaving like a striker. He was the one doing the creativity because there was nobody who was very creative. We keep going, right? Pep Guardiola is a genius. We get that. But yesterday, that was just, I don't know. In my humble opinion, I think that was just a fuckery. That's what you call messing about again, trying to be controlling. You're trying to control a game against a team from Saudi Arabia. So you're trying to control the game again. Just go toe to toe with them. Just go blow for blow with them. And that's the issue. People, I know you're saying the problem is Pep never outcoached Inzaghi. I get it, but if we attacked them with the weapons we have, you can't bring Cherky and Foden in extra time. There was moments where he could have changed the game long time ago, but he just sat there. Instead, he brought defenders who seem like their legs are finished. By the way, they can't run anymore. Ruben Diaz, yes, he barely made it to some of the counters. Fair play to him, but he barely made it. Ake struggling sometimes to track back. Um, our defenders just look leggy. Kusanov is our fastest defender. If you're looking at Malcolm, that he's cooking us with pace, why don't you bring Kusanov and tell Kusanov, you run with Malcolm when Malcolm is trying to run in behind? Like, there's just so many solutions. And, there's a lot of people who bring this thing, or do you know more than Pep, this and that? That thing is just silly because if you look as a fan, you know that that game we could have won it easily. If we went full on attack, if we went on with people like Cherky, like why did we buy Cherky? To unlock these low blocks. That's what he was. But he's to unlock the keys when people pack the bus. Why are you keeping Cherky on the bench? Why? And you know what? You know how Mama Mush can shoot from outside the box. If this team is parking the bus, why don't you bring Mama Mush and tell him to shoot from outside the box? There's so many solutions, but the solutions were left on the bench. I'm looking at Gundogan failing to run, Gundogan failing to stop counters. Why there's Nico Gonzalez on the bench? I have so many questions. There's so much talent on that bench that is capable of rescuing you, but you don't want to change it. So I don't know. Let me ask Spartacus. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh saying yesterday, I think, regardless the fact that Halal were defending well, but I think we didn't put them to a test that we should have. I think if we went full on with people like Turkey, full on with people like Foden who's been scoring in every game, or even Oscar Bob didn't get a sniff, Spartacus. Like, there was a point in time where Savio was useless and tired. Oscar Bob, who's good at low blocks, didn't get a sniff. So, Spartacus, what's happening? Do some of these have some of these players offended this man?
No, Patrick, the answer I'm gonna give you probably not really gonna enjoy that, but it's preseason. He's trying to see if players can do certain jobs, and he was trying out something. The reason why he couldn't, in my opinion, from what I've seen, is the reason why he couldn't put Nico Gonzalez instead of Reinders is because Nico doesn't have the passing range, so he wouldn't be able to
No,
circle the
wouldn't
ball
okay. What
as
I meant is like,
efficiently.
wouldn't you, Spartacus, if it's preseason, right? He's trying to get. This is where I'm arguing with people, Spartacus. Like, I respect where you're coming from. Like, you're saying it is. Look, it is. We can set it off as a preseason. Let's say it's preseason. But have you noticed there's people like Oscar Bob and Nico have just been not used at all? If this preseason, right, we're trying to experiment. Why am I seeing Gundogan, who already know what he's going to offer?
I think I think it is because he wants to try out a specific thing, which is the wingers, and he wants to try out to see if the wingers can do the inside forward role. At the end of the day, I think he got the answer he needed. I think Savio, I think he can. And when we say that he's not creating or something or stuff like that, I think that's just not right because he was creative. He found Holland, he found not Holland, but he found Gundogan inside the box a few times. He found Bernardo Silva a couple of times as well. So the thing for me is just I disagree with the premise that it didn't work. I think the issue was defensively, and that's always going to happen when you have a player um Reinders in that CDM role because he's not a CDM. So I just think that yeah, that's I think that's all there is to it. To be honest, I think in the end of the
So he
day,
did.
we
So
just tried something.
So he did get it wrong. And you know,
No, I
there's
don't
people
think he
asking.
got
I
it
said
wrong. I think
so. Spartacus, people are asking you that Gundo and Bernardo for preseason for exactly what he already knows them.
Bernardo is trying to see if Bernardo can do this role that he was specifically of getting in behind the striker and linking in play from the CDMs to the striker. I think he was trying this specific thing because he didn't do that at all before, and he every time he was in the pitch, he was trying to do this specific thing. But the Gundogan thing, I think it's mostly so that he has when you try something out, you don't put everybody in for a trial. You keep some of the people that you know how they're gonna perform, and then you put the variables, right? You try and understand if the variables that you're putting in is able to do the things that you want them to do. But I think at the end of the day, that's all there is to it. He tried to keep the Gundogan there because he know what Gundogan is gonna do. So if there is going to be any issues around that, it's probably going to be around the fact that Gundogan wasn't really performing to that point, or that Savio wasn't performing. He can identify that a little bit easier.
I don't know, man. Spartacus, I get where you're coming from, but it's difficult to buy what you're selling, Spartacus, because you know what? I'm saying, okay, I told people, I was like, okay, let me accept this as preseason, but why is Oscar Bob not playing? Why is Nico if this is okay, if this is preseason, as most City fans are saying, Spartacus, which I get from you, it's preseason.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
I
it
don't
is.
get it. Why should I
I
try?
think
Why should I try
who
Gundogan?
else?
Because I know who Gundogan is. Huh?
Who else you just say
I'm like,
that I think I agree with Bob. I think Bob should have played a little bit more, but everybody else they played. I think Nico had the full 90 minutes against the Egyptian side. I forgot the name of the Egyptian side, but he had a full 90 minutes against them. And to be completely honest, he did not impress at all. So I think I just disagree with the premise that this isn't preseason. I think this is absolutely preseason, and we can see that from the like. For example, do you think that we're going to start Savio Dok? Do you think that the starting 11 that started against Al Hilal will start against would start even if we won would start against Wolves in the first day of the season?
let me okay. The thing about it is Spartacus, like I get where you're coming from, but the thing is, it's just the way I know you're trying to sell the preseason thing, and you're saying, and then you've asked me a question, Spartacus, saying, oh, the team that was playing yesterday, would they start? I sit there and say that team that played yesterday is laughable. And if that's what we go forward with, then this man has lost it. Because
Whoa.
and that's the thing is, and you know what you know what's making me laugh, and so I'll answer you, I'll give you an answer, is if right, many people who are saying, oh, it's preseason, we don't care about it, is how come I keep asking Spartacus and nobody's answering me. Then how come Oscar Bob, Nico G, and all these other guys were not thrown in then if it's preseason?
Nico G had a full 90
No, he
against
only played
I think
Al
60
Hilal.
minutes.
60 minutes, 60 minutes, 60
60. Oh,
minutes.
sorry, full 60, and that
I'm
full
still,
60 he did not impress at all. Like,
but he
I'm
looked better
sorry,
than
but he
he looked
didn't.
better than most down. Yeah, but
Then
okay, so
who? He
Spartacus,
looked better than
Spartacus, I
who?
want okay, Spartacus, I want you to sell me one thing. You're selling me this as a preseason, right? I want to buy it as a preseason. But during preseason, don't we try players that we don't really know what they're up about? So why is Oscar
But I
Bob
think we did. I
why is
think the
Oscar Bob
only I think the
Oscar
only
Bob had
thing
10
was
minutes.
Oscar
You
Bob.
know Spartacus Oscar Bob had
Yeah,
10 minutes in this
I think the
okay, 10
poor
minutes.
thing is Oscar Bob. I think we should have tried more of Oscar Bob. That I agree
Thank
with.
you.
But the
Yesterday, Savio was
rest,
tired. Did you see Savio yesterday? He was tired, and you could have
yeah,
brought Oscar Bob.
I already said I agree with the Oscar Bob thing. I think we should have tried him more. But the thing is, we can't just turn around and say just because we didn't use Oscar Bob, we didn't try preseason. Look at the first game. We had Victor Hayes coming in. We had Rico Lewis. We had Nico, the academy guy. I forgot Nico Riley. We had the Danny Reinders. So it's not really like we're trying to put the whole our strongest 11. We haven't even seen them yet, to be completely honest. Because let's be honest, what's our strongest 11 right now?
We
Edison in
don't know
goal.
because we don't know
I
that.
But
Do you
but
I
know?
think
but
we
wait,
do.
wait,
I
Patrick.
think we do, Patrick.
Patrick,
Come on.
are you guys looking for is someone looking for an excuse for the reason that we got beaten by Ayla?
No, I'm not
No, no, no,
looking
no.
for an
So
excuse. I'm
No,
stating the
Spartacus
fact.
Spartacus is giving me a reason why he thinks Pep Guardiola played Bernardo Silva and Gundogan. He says it's
There is
first
no
points of the season.
reason on this planet Earth because I went to bed because I thought we're gonna win easily even with those guys. But when I woke up, it's not even 2-1, 4-3, 4-3 to a Saudi Arabia league.
Did you watch the
That
game?
I
Just
didn't
out of curiosity.
I didn't watch the game and
So you
I
can't
didn't
talk on it. If you
well,
didn't
I
watch a
watched
game, you
wait
can't talk on it.
I watched the first half. The first half was good, right?
It was very
Even though
good.
even though, wait, why we I don't understand, right? Bernardo Silva have no reason to play. Gudiga has no reason to play. We have this O'Reilly, Oscar Bob, Nico, Kusunov. All these guys need to play. And Gudiga has been playing all
O'Reilly
season.
played.
Be,
I don't
Be,
understand this. O'Reilly
Bernardo Silva,
played.
Bernardo
He only
Silva
played
played all
once, I
season.
think.
Yeah, but we have 4 games. He played 25% of the available minutes.
Well, why
Bernardo
did
Silva,
Gundogan play in all the games?
No, he played in one game only.
Gundogan played in
He played
every
twice.
game.
Sorry, he played
He was
twice. He
man
played
of the
twice. He
match,
didn't.
and then he played yesterday. He played.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
played
definitely
those two
played
games
games.
only. And
All right.
let's be honest, he was good in the first game he played. So I don't understand what's the outrage here.
Spartacus, yeah, you know what? It's good that at least I found a Pep Guardiola glazer because a lot of people are angry, but you seem to
No,
be
I'm not a
really
No,
glazer. I'm
Gundogan
a
played in the
fan.
first game.
No, I'm not a glazer.
but
I'm just
Patrick,
saying I don't understand why we're melting down over a preseason match. This is the thing for me. Like, let's be completely honest. Let's say that Foden scores that goal that he scored, goes off injured, doesn't play the rest of the season, but we go on to win the game and win the tournament. Would you be
Yeah,
happy with that
Gundogan played in
result?
all 4 games.
we're not as in I think you
Would you be happy with this
I
result? We
think you
win the game, we win
misunderstood
the tournament, but we
No,
lose
no,
Foden for
but
the whole season.
the reason.
Paulo,
Wait, the reason why I'm
Conway.
here, Patrick. The reason why I'm here is that
Conway.
when your car told me that, oh, this man, you don't know this man, he's gonna continue doing what he did last season. I was
No,
arguing.
he
I
showed he
said no,
doesn't.
he's not gonna do it. This guy will do. I swear down. Now I believe Patrick and Carl that next season he's gonna do the same shit he did last season.
So
He's
Yeah,
can
gonna
I
that
ask
for
you?
me is a concern. I just looked it up. Gundogan played in all 4 games. He was a sub
Fam,
in
But how many?
2 of
He
them,
was a sub. Okay, all right. He was a sub.
he,
but
He
he
didn't
still
start
played.
and he
still
So,
didn't have
played.
much.
but still,
So
if this is preseason, why is he getting the substitute minutes and not someone like Nico G?
Thank you.
I'm not like trying to be player
why the
FC here. I'm really not.
substitution in 90 minutes,
Thank
not in
you.
60 or 65?
Yes.
And
Yeah, can I,
why
can I
you
say one
let
thing?
Ruben Neves? Why you let Ruben Neves one ball ran into that midfield and then one goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that midfield against
Hey,
Neves was a mistake. I know
that
washed up
midfield,
because he's
yeah.
in Saudi, but he just went there for the
Right.
money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can I?
Go, Jordan.
The thing is for me, and first things first. Let's put this right. I'm not a glazer. I don't glaze. I'm fair to people, right?
this
Like
is
that's the thing.
Spartacus right now. Spartacus is fighting for his life.
No, I'm not
We,
fighting
we,
for
we
my
need
life. I'm just being
firepower. We
fair.
need
That's the thing.
firepower. We definitely need it. Then
No,
why you not you with
mate,
something
look
on
at how
the
many
90 minutes?
chances we created. How are we gonna say we need fighters?
But
We
we didn't.
created
Bro,
a shit
the
ton of
midfield,
chances.
the midfield, man.
There's no goal scorers on the
The
pitch except for
midfield.
Let's
Holland, and Holland didn't get the ball
Yeah, but that's Reinders is a goal scorer. But that's the thing.
from the
Let,
6.
let's yeah.
He's
This
so
is what
far
I'm
back
about
as
to
a 6.
go.
He
This is what I'm
should be
about to
trash in
go.
the box, but he can't because he
Yeah,
has to be a 6.
this is the thing. I'm about to go into this right now. So
Okay, I'll
let's
shut
go
up.
first day of the season. First game of the season, Wolverhampton. Who's going to be playing? I think the most likely 11 is going to be Edison, Nunes, Diaz, Josko Vardio, Aignohi, Rodri, Reinders, Foden, Cherky, Haaland, Mamouche. How many of these players have started in the Club World Cup?
So
This is our
Probably more
strongest
than
11.
So is your
Just
angle that we were
yes.
saving our starters for the season? Is that the angle?
No, I think no, that's not the angle. The angle is he's trying stuff. He's trying stuff. He's trying to see if Doku can do this inverted role thing. He's trying to see if Savio can
Spartacus.
do this.
Oh, bro, but one thing, yeah, like when you need a
It's
goal, why you
Jervis, it's
pull out?
Spartacus. Jervis, it's Spartacus. You're kidding the wrong man. This is Spartacus.
No, I know.
Good evening,
Spartacus,
everyone.
Spartacus.
How's
But
everyone?
why you need a goal, but you two center back and one DM?
because
Greetings, everyone.
you had one of the both center. You actually put on a fullback and a center back, right? And both of them had yellow cards, so you can't risk them being sent off. The way that the game was going, they would have to put a lot of last ditch tackles. So this is probably why he had to make those subs.
Spartacus. Spartacus, can you hear me?
Go on. So yeah, can you?
Can,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Follow.
Can you? Obviously, I cannot ask you to do this publicly, so I'm going to ask you to do it privately. Can you take a screenshot of your bank account, please, and send it to me? Because it looks like
Why?
looks like
Really?
that Pep Guardiola
Epic,
check.
really?
That Pep Guardiola check Spartacus.
No, mate. That's the
joking.
thing for me. If that's
I'm
the thing for me.
joking, I'm
If
joking.
Pep, I know. If Pep keeps doing some questionable decision making for the next until January, then I'm going to question it.
Yeah.
I'm just not willing to do that before the
So-
first game of the season, innit? I just think that's a little bit crazy.
So let me. Good evening, everyone. Let me. If you don't mind, let me
Good
just say.
evening.
Go on.
So the last 2 weeks, I've been very optimistic. I've been overflowing with praise. I've been, hopeful in what I saw against Juventus. And I told Kelly, I said, last season, I'm going to give this guy a fresh start and time. Last night,
Get it.
You didn't really, did you?
last night showed me he ain't going to change. He's not going to change. He's not going to change. There's something
They
fundamental.
had-
There's something. No, hold on. There's something fun. Let me kind of build my case and explain to you why nothing's going to change. I coach, right? I'm not saying I'm some kind of super wonder. I'm not, right? But the same man that I learned from, the things that I learned from him, the things that I loved about the way we played, that now Luis Enrique is doing with his own team, are the things that I'm using with my own teams. And I'm telling you right now, there is a problem that we have with this love affair with control. The love affair with control. You saw the game yesterday. There were three major issues. Number one, why are you starting Gundogan with no legs as a six? When you have
He
Nico,
wasn't a
who's
6.
or whatever he was playing in the midfield. Whether 6,
He
8,
was
don't
playing
care.
as a 10 more
Don't
than
whatever it's
anything
6,
else.
8, 10 in the midfield, in the central area, wherever it is, right? We can argue about the semantics of it, right? Why are you playing Gundogan in the midfield in a high transition team? Number
They
two,
aren't a high transition
hold
team,
on.
though.
They are. And number two, why are you playing inverted wingers against a back five with energy when Savinho cannot use his right foot on the outside? Why? So every ball he has to. An 8-year-old kid, a 9-year-old kid is saying to me, Dad, why doesn't he go on the outside? I'm like, son, because he can't use his right foot. He can't. So, Dad, what do you mean he can't use his right foot? I can use both feet. I said, yes, I know you can, my dear. This guy cannot. That's why you need to keep working, because people like this should not be playing at the highest level because the manager loves them.
So we're just
So
forgetting
let me-
about Di
no.
Maria.
Di Maria, right, is more experienced, more creative, is a better player than Savino will ever be. Let's be
Yeah,
clear.
but he's one-footed. So being one-footed is not the
But
issue
I'm talking
here.
about Savino himself on
Yeah.
that left. Look, the guy at Bayern Munich, the old guy, the ball-headed guy, had a left foot. Nobody could stop him.
Ruben,
Let me
Olise?
Yamal.
Is that Ruben? Is that Ruben?
Right.
Oh,
Ruben?
Yamal.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal
Yamal, yeah.
is the left-footed, right?
Oh,
Right.
Yamal.
Right.
Okay, Yamal.
It's not the play. It's not the fact that you're playing inverted. It's the fact that Pep, over the whole last season, you tried this with Savinho and you got the same result. The only goal he gets in the tournament from the central position. But you keep persisting.
With his right foot. With his right foot.
Meanwhile, you have Oscar
people
Bob
on the
on the
left.
bench. Oscar Bob on the bench who can use both feet, who's nimble, can go inside and outside. Unpredictable. We keep Savinho. and then we play Doku, and they do the same thing and the same thing. And then you have Gundogan, who you take off after the second half because you know you made a mistake.
Carl, can I?
It's insane.
Do
This
you
is-
change?
this is
Okay, Carl,
insane.
do you
What?
change your narrative if in that there was two chances that Xavi created from being inverted, one for Gundogan and one for
Did they score?
Bernardo?
Did
Do you change your narrative?
No, because the end justifies everything. It's the end goal. How
Yeah,
can
if
Al
they
Hilal?
scored,
How can Al Hilal get 2 chances, 2 goals with efficiency? How is it possible? How?
Hey,
Against
one
you
goal
know
is
that
from
being
Ruben
a
Neves
coach
anyway.
yourself,
hold
being
on,
a
hold
coach
on,
yourself, you know that.
hold on. Against a team that spent 400 million. Nico Gonzalez on the bench. You bring on Rodri, who is coming back from an ACL. You don't play Nico Gonzalez in that 6th position.
He
Why?
isn't the sixth, though. You know that.
He can play the 6. He can
I
play
don't
the
think
6.
he can.
He
I don't
can.
think he can.
Ruben,
Then why did you
I
buy
wanna ask
him?
one thing.
Then-
I wanna ask
then
one
what-
To
thing.
be an
hold on.
eight,
Injured right now.
to be an
Hold on.
eight,
Then why did
It's-
you
it's
buy
also
him?
generation,
To
I
be
have
an
to change the
eight.
jerseys
Then
too.
why didn't you play him as an 8?
because he wanted to try out a couple of things differently. He's not. He
Tijani
couldn't
and
do
Nico
the.
would have been interesting double pivot.
I think they would be an
Why
interesting
haven't
double
you
pivot,
played
but
Nico
that's not-
Could've
Gonzalez?
tried
What's the
that.
plan in
How many,
Rocket
Kelly,
2016?
how many games since January has Nico Gonzalez played for us fully? How many games? How many games?
Oh,
I
quite
don't
a
know.
few.
I
Quite
don't
a
know.
few.
He played a
About
lot in the
9, I
beginning,
think.
and then he
Patrick,
tailed
why
off
do
at
we?
the end.
Why is it that this fan base is divided? Right? Why do we make excuses for mediocrity from management? Why?
This is not.
Why?
That's the thing that everything boils down here to the fact that I don't care about this competition at all, and you
It's not
think that
about.
it's
It's
a
not
very
about the
important
competition. And I heard this from my friend Martin. Right? It's not about the competition. It's about the process. It's about the process. This is the way you get to try these young boys. Try them. If you go out in this
I know
competition,
it's
young
fine.
boys, fine. Try them.
I know
You
it's
go
fine.
play Gunda. You go
That's
try.
facts. Why didn't we try Nico and Tijani? Sorry. That's all I
You
wanna
go play
say.
because I
Gundogan
think
and
we will
Bernardo
play that a
Silva.
lot.
What are you learning from Bernardo Silva and Gundogan in the midfield? What are you learning?
You're learning
Nothing.
about if Bernardo Silva can do one specific role, which is just
Are you-
playing as a shadow striker.
Come on,
After
we know-
9
I think
years,
this is
you're
what
telling me
he's trying to
after
do.
after
long
9
time.
years, so he has learned nothing about Bernardo after 9 years. That's what we're saying.
I mean, you
On
can
which
you
side?
can always
You know
improve
one
on
thing?
things, innit?
Gondo is not
I
a
have,
CDM, and
I
he
have-
know for 9 years he still plays as CDM.
there's nothing else. Patrick, there's nothing else I can say. I'm sorry, but we're not winning anything this season with this guy. I'm telling you, we're not.
So Gundo, you're Gundolor in your car, right? Your car.
I
Yeah.
am. And listen,
This
I
is
love my
Carl.
manager, right? I
Ye-
absolutely love
can
my
I-
manager. But
Okay,
my
you had your narrative.
right. But
you
let me
created
just
it.
wrap it up. I want to explain, right? Area there. I love my manager. Patrick, you know I love this guy. I fought many battles, but when I see what happened yesterday and this season, I ask myself the question: everything that has a beginning has an end. Everything.
Oh, God.
I don't care who you are. Everything that has a beginning has an end. My question is, right, what is going on? Let's be clear. He's not going to be there forever. And I'm not saying Pep, and I'm not saying, and Patrick, and I'm not saying Pep out. I'm just saying to everybody, everything that has a beginning has an end. Everything.
No, Car, you are Peppo. Let's not beat around the bush.
No,
You
I'm
are.
not.
You said it. You said it
Listen,
yourself in the Martin stream.
listen,
You're a Peppo.
I'm not saying anything. What I'm telling you is, right?
Ooh.
What I'm telling you is, right? Everything that has a beginning has an end, including players that are too old to carry the water for the team. Let me ask you a question. Luis Enrique would never play Gundogan in midfield. Never. Never. Ever play him.
Hansi Flick as well.
I don't know if I agree with that. To
They
be
would
honest,
never play him. Clear it
he
out.
played.
You don't know if you agree with me.
Who is
You
the oldest
fucking
player
mad.
that we can play?
To be honest, I
Really?
think it was. Let's think about that Barca side. He played Busquets in the Spanish side for the
In
previous.
Paris Saint-Germain's team right now, would Gundogan ever start for that team?
No.
Probably no, because they have
No.
much better players.
There is no
than
chance.
him.
There's no
Oldest
chance.
Player is
There is
only
no chance.
Marquinhos.
He wouldn't even be in the. He wouldn't even. You
He
didn't even
wouldn't
set
be
the
anywhere
table.
near
He
it.
wouldn't
I
eat.
don't think he'd be on
No,
there. He wouldn't
no,
even be on
come on.
PSG's team.
Okay, Can I now say what I wanted to say?
Will Chelsea have him?
Yes, they would.
No,
he's better than any midfielder. He's better than Enzo Fernandez. Come on. He's much better than Enzo Fernandez.
Enough happened. Wait, you guys are just glazing Pep for nothing.
No, I'm not glazing Pep. I'm just being fair.
I'm tired of this shit,
Look,
Pep need to criticize.
You had your time. You said your things. Can I say my thing now?
Yeah, go ahead. Say your thing.
Because that's the thing, Carl. Let's be honest here. You are Pep out. You said it on Martin's stream. You kept saying,
I am
no,
not Pep
you
out,
are.
right?
You want him to go.
No, don't, see, don't you? One thing you will not do to me is put words in my mouth. Okay?
You said it on Martin's stream.
If I am Pep out, I will say I'm going to Pep out. I've never said that. I may say
you
it to my
said
friends.
It on stream.
Hear me out. I may talk to my friends about it, about my anger. But if I'm going to be out, I will tell you I'm out. Right?
So you didn't say this on Martin's stream. No, sorry.
One thing you fucking will not do to me, right, is put words in my mouth. I won't do that. I will not do that.
Answer me this question, and I'll take it at face value. Did you or did you not say this on Martin's stream?
No,
did you say that he must leave?
What I said to my friends in chat, I said, this guy, maybe it's time. But I will not say that online to everyone. I'm not going to say that.
Okay, so I might,
right? But
I might be confused. I'll apologize.
What I will say, I'm very objective. I'll tell you the truth. I don't care what happens. I don't care about clicks. I don't give two shits, right? Before Pep, I was alive. After Pep, I'll be alive. Don't care, right? But what I would tell you, if you don't ask questions, you drink from the Kool-Aid fountain. And I'm asking questions. Everybody's asking the same question, but nobody's brave enough to say it. That's the problem.
So what do you want to say? What do you want to say?
The man is in love.
He said Pep is lost his mind. He needs to criticize him, but not Pep out. He can be criticized. You know what I mean?
What do you want us to do with Pep then, Carl? I'm gonna ask you this. What do you want us to do with Pep?
I think the meaning is like this.
My answer is very simple, right? Is the club and the fans willing to accept what happened yesterday and happened last season for the next 1 or 2 years? It's a question. If his answer is yes, fine, cool, you're good. That's it. You're willing to spend 300, 400 million and do the same thing and put them on the bench, those players on the bench, because you're in love with Gundogan and Bernardo. If the answer is yes, cool, that's cool for you. It's not good enough for me. Period.
So what do you want us to do with Pep? Answer this question.
You can decide easily. What you want to do with him, right? I'm just saying
what
that.
What do you want to do? I'm asking you this. What do you want to do?
I don't know what I want to do, mate, right now, because I'm confused. I'm confused as to why would you spend so much money and not play these guys?
Do you see a way forward? Do you see a way forward with him?
Do I see a way forward? Play the players you bought, mate.
If it doesn't, do you still see a way forward? Do you think he will?
If you don't play,
do you think he will?
Let me explain. If you don't play the players you bought, you are not going to have results. Period. Because Gundogan and Bernardo cannot carry that team, as we saw yesterday. They just can't. They don't have the energy.
Do you think he will?
I don't know.
Do you think he will not?
He did against Juventus, but now he's reverted back to type. I don't know. I don't know, my friend. I do not know. That's why I'm confused. Juventus, we get 5-2. Brilliant. Young guys in there. Energy, pizzazz, zap. Al Hilal, Bernardo and Gundogan. What is going on? Where are we supposed to be?
The best two midfielders on the pitch for Bernardo and Gundogan.
They're 33 and 34.
Please,
come on.
Martin, you're throwing.
To be fair,
no.
Carl before the game said we needed speed to beat them.
The way you destroy Al Hilal is not by control, it's by energy.
Blazing player FC because you've got an hard on for your favourite player.
It's not that.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
It is an hard on. My favourite players. No, Pat, I'm doing a hit and run, so I'm going in 10 minutes. I am people wanting Pep out.
You said do the hit and run.
Nobody said Pep out. Nobody said Pep out. No one said Pep out. We're asking the question, why are you playing these old guys who cannot run? They can't run.
Bernardo Silva yesterday.
Gundogan cannot run. We saw it. Did we watch the game yesterday?
Here's Reinders. Have an header. Oh, shit.
Kelly, do we not see the second goal? What happened with Gundogan? Even the commentator said it. What are we talking about here? What is going on?
I am sick of this ageist fan base.
How is it ageist?
Yes, it is ageist.
So, okay, keep it till it's 40 then. Keep it till it's 40.
And you did say Pep out because it's on my live stream. I don't think you knew you were not on mute.
I never said Pep out.
You did, and ask Kelsey, you did.
I never said Pep out.
Flip it.
Carl, you did.
I never said Pep out. I never said Pep out. What I said was
what he was ranting and raving about.
Martin, and by the way, Kelly, what the fuck is wrong if I want to say Pep out? What's wrong? Because I have an opinion.
No, nothing. Just own it. Just own it.
So why we have? So let me get right. So we're saying, Kelly, right? Everything happened yesterday was fine. There's no need to question the manager. There's no debate. No one can have an opinion about what we saw last night. Al Hilal beat Man City with all the players that we have, all the money we spent.
And own it.
What the fuck are you talking about, mate?
Own your opinion.
Martin, I'm not owning shit from you, mate. Nothing.
Right, well,
I'm not owning shit. I'm too smart to get roped around by your innuendo. It ain't happening, mate. What I will tell you is this. Listen, mate, Martin, you can argue all you want, right? I'm not doing the rope-a-dope shit that you want to do. I'm not doing it. What I will tell you, I'll tell everybody right now, if you're not going to ask the questions, you're not serious about the game. You're not serious. Okay. You're not serious.
The only thing you're serious on is shiny pots that come at the end.
Oh, that's bullshit. I'm asking about the process. You buy players that you don't use. Why? Gonzalez is on the bench. He's crying to get on. You don't use him. Marmoush, Shirky's there. You don't use him. Foden's on the bench. You don't use him. Within 1 minute, he scores a goal from Shirky. Why don't you use them?
How many players have we got?
Why don't you use those players? Start with those players. Why? Why? They come on within 2 minutes to score a goal. You don't use them.
Oh, wait, Carl. Let Martin answer.
I was talking to Spartacus earlier, and I think...
Yeah, then let Martin answer. Go ahead, Martin, answer this.
Okay, sorry.
People can criticize Pep.
How are you doing, Martin?
People can criticize Pep all day. Pep was wrong. He should have brought Cherky and Foden on yesterday. What I get annoyed at is when people blaming players on past games. Vote it on the game you saw, not on the game that was 10 games ago. That's pointless. That's like voting your new girlfriend on your past girlfriend. Can't do that.
What I voted on, Martin, what I voted on was what I saw yesterday. What I saw yesterday, Martin, they were awful. Let's be clear. They were awful, mate.
Tijani Randall was worse.
Martin, they were awful, mate, in all aspects of the game. The wingers were awful. Doak was a bright light. The midfield was awful. The defense was awful. The goalkeeper was awful. They were awful, Martin. And it all starts from the imbalance you had in the midfield.
How did we create 30-odd chances?
It's not what you create, Martin. It's what you end up with. It's
let me
answer the question, Martin. I always tell everybody, right? Everyone here. You're never in control when it's 0-0. Never. You're under control. You're never in control.
We played control yesterday.
You're never in control when it's 0-0.
It was a basketball game yesterday.
It wasn't. We thought we were in control. We didn't have control. Hey, Ali Howe were in full control. Full control. Absolute control. They knew exactly what to do, when to do it, who to do it with, who to target. They knew exactly. Everything was done. In control. And you spent 300-400 million. And they're on the bench. Starboy's on the bench. Shirky, who knows the creator, is on the bench.
Out on loan. You'll enjoy that one.
He's on the bench. They're all on the bench.
Who's going on loan, Martin?
You'll all see.
I have a feeling.
I mean the back line. The back line after Josko Gvardiol sub off, it got worse. You know what I mean?
The thing is, you turn around and go, Pep was wrong. Fine, that's criticism. But it's not enough. What people want you to say is Pep out. Just own it. There's no problem with being Pep out, whether you Pep in, Pep out, or okie dokie. It don't matter.
It has nothing to do with Pep out.
It's
not. It's not a binary choice, Martin. It's not a binary choices are for unintelligent people. It's not a binary choice.
Carl, I don't mean to break your heart, mate.
Right, but it's not. It's seeing what we saw yesterday and asking the question, why? You have a clear path to the final. Why are you playing Gundo and Bernardo against a 5-4-1? Why?
As important as other people in the club.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? He's sat on the beach doing kick-ups. He's turning around and saying that we had a great time. The camaraderie was all there.
Martin Horsfield, Martin, my friend. I'm just asking a question. Shirky, Foden, Oscar Bob, and Martin. I'm asking a question. Shirky, Foden, Oscar Bob, Mamouche.
Yes, they should have been on.
Pace, power.
Yes,
right?
They should have been on.
You had them on the bench, mate.
Yes, they should have been
on. You had them on the bench, and you relied on Gundo and Bernardo at 30 plus years to control the midfield against their transition, mate. Who does that? Why?
Carl, can you let other people speak? You ask questions and then turn around and start answering it for them. The game, let's look at it from an analytical point of view. The game changed, as I keep saying, for some weird reason. We got 2 yellow cards very early on in the defense. Joshua Gabbardi on Nunes. Mateus can do that all you want, but you can either learn analytics and learn tactically.
The problem, Martin, your tactics are flawed. Let me get flawed. The reason why you got a yellow card was because Gundogan couldn't hold the midfield. No, you can't, Martin. You cannot use those terms on me, mate. Listen, Martin, you cannot, Martin, you cannot tell me about analytics, right? You can't. Yeah. Anyway,
embarrassing. Worse than Arsenal's.
Martin, listen, you cannot.
This is why rivals are laughing.
You cannot use Kelly. I'm not going to answer Martin anymore, right? Because this is a waste of my time, right?
What you know about City? What I'm
okay. I'm not going to use the F word. I'm going to be very calm because it's Martin's channel. I'm going to respect him. What I'm going to tell you, when you use analytics on me, that's not work,
keep going,
right?
Keep going.
Right? It's not going to work, Patrick. It's not going to work because Martin knows I'm smarter than that. What I'm telling you is that the reason you get the yellow card, because you didn't have control in the midfield, no energy. Without that, and so Guardiola has to jump in. That's why. Let's start. Right? That's how you analyze games. What was the precursor to the action that got the yellow card? Because somebody couldn't control the midfield. He had no energy. Period. That's what happened. So don't talk about analytics. I know this shit, man. I know it. And you know I know it.
You think you know it better than everyone else?
No, I don't. I'm learning. But I'll tell you what I know. What I know is what I know. Confident about that. So don't go with that with me. Right? Look at the action before the yellow card. What happened? Right? Gundogan lost the ball. Transition, he gets a yellow card. That's what happened, mate. The question is, Gundo cannot hold a transition. Crystal Palace, why play him and Bernardo when you have youth and energy on the bench that you bought? Why? Is the question. What are you trying to do? They're 30 plus. They're going to leave the club. Try the young guys in the Club World Cup. Try them. See what they do. If they fail, they fail. Good, we learn. You play Gundo and Bernardo. And then Shirky and Foden come out, they score a goal within a minute. But it's too late because now everybody's tired. You have Savinho and Doku play inverted wingers in a back 5 with Savinho, who only has one leg and can't go on the outside. So it's coming into traffic all the time. Koulibaly marking Doku, 2v1. Nobody's overlapping again, Patrick. Nobody's overlapping because we're scared of the transition. Again, unlike Juventus, where we're always overlapping. These are the details we talk about. Nobody's asking. I'm asking the question, why?
Oh, you asked a question, why? Oh, sorry. I didn't think someone...
The answer is simple.
It's kind of like question, too.
The answer is simple.
Wait, is that Profit? Is that Profit?
Yeah, it is. I heal everyone. The answer is simple. Pep has lost his stones. Yeah? So anytime there's any threat with pace, he's not going to fight fire with fire. We have seen it. We see it against Liverpool. Yeah? So that's all that happened yesterday. He's afraid of transitions. What is working? He didn't bother go ahead with it. He just went ahead, reverted to type. We lost the game. Surprise, surprise. I know everybody's all over the place finding excuses as to what happened. What happened yesterday, we have seen it before. Why not keep the Juventus way? Win, lose, or draw. We are trying to find another way. Let us play that way. We'll win. We keep refining. We lose. We keep refining. We already know what we're going to get with Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. There's no mystery there.
So the thing is, we got the momentum, and then we just suddenly change it. You know what I mean? Like,
and that is on the manager. And I'm going to say this straight. If Pep does not win anything this season, right? It is simple. Pep out. You can say what you how he has served City this and he's the greatest manager ever. It will not take away from what he has done. Pep has already fulfilled his duties at Manchester City. regardless of what happens this season or if he gets another season. That is already fulfilled. But if he's not going the right way, he is pig-headed. He continues to do craziness. And we don't have to ask any questions. We don't need any statistics. We have our eyes. If he continues to go down the same path of confusion, some games he'll play away quick, and then out of fear, Liverpool, Chelsea, he's going to revert to Gundogan and friends if they're still here after the window closes. We already know the result. We know exactly what Liverpool is up to. Arsenal will be there and thereabouts. What are we up to? No, it's not the time for confusion. We're here. This is how we're going to go forward. We know that we need to be better in transitions. We know we need pace in the back line. We don't have to ask anybody that. We see that if we're not going to address it, and we're going to go back to the same madness, and there's no trophies at the end of the rainbow.
Okay, let's say there is no trophies. Who are you getting?
Sorry?
Let's say there is no trophies. We sacked Pep. Who are we getting?
If there's no trophies, then goodbye, Pep. Cruyff was at Barcelona.
Then who are we getting?
That is not my problem. What does that have to do?
Do you think that there is somebody out there that can do a better job than
we don't know? Did you think Slot would have come in and won the EPL? Did anybody here think that Slot would come in and win the EPL? It is a risk that has to be taken.
I thought there was a very big chance, yes.
If Pep leaves, if Pep wakes up tomorrow morning and says, you know what, I'm not feeling it, what is going to happen? You're going to close Manchester City Football Club?
No, we're gonna
no, so then we don't
going out and we're gonna try a new coach. But
simple as
one thing for him to go to one to go. It's another thing to sack him.
Mubarak, or is it up to fans to sack Pep?
But if at the end of the season there's nothing there.
Profit. Wait, what
is
is
it up to Caldoon and Mubarak or up to fans to sack Pep? Which one?
I don't know who fires him. Wait. Can I ask a question?
It'd be Caldoon.
Wait. Caldoon's not sacking him. Get over it.
Wait. Has the manager ever been sacked because the fans don't want him? Has it ever happened?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah.
About it.
Okay,
the thing is, and the biggest difference,
I think a little bit weird on the lineup here. Like, why we changed the thing here, the start here. Why no one questioning on that one? No one questioning on that.
Know why. This is my question. This is my question.
Why Colo?
This is my question.
And James French not questioning on that midfield.
This is my question.
They've been here 6 weeks. That's the thing.
Listen. The problem we have, right? If we didn't have that Juventus game, then we're fine, right? It is what it is. We'll roll. But you solved it. Right. But you solved it with Juventus. We saw it. Wow. And then you revert back to type because you know those guys are good in transition because you're afraid. The key thing I noticed in this game yesterday, nobody was overlapping on the wing areas because we're afraid of the transitions. Go watch it again. Not one time.
Yeah, that's true. But then again,
against Juve, against Juventus, we were overlapping. Against Juventus, against Juventus, we're overlapping all the time. That's how we got joy.
Carl,
so what happened?
Now, so you're asking what happened. Can I just say what I think might have happened? That's the thing. Juventus, the way that Juventus play, and you as a coach, you know that. Juventus went man-to-man. You know that when you have ball carriers and you have the players that are going to drive with the ball, it's a lot easier to play that way when you have a man-to-man system. If you beat one person, then you have automatically a numerical superiority. And if you want to be smart as and saying, I know better than everybody else again, like I've been coached
I'm not saying that, but
you did say that. You did say those.
Why are you putting words in my mouth again? See, one thing
you say that.
Hold on, my friend. One thing I hate, I despise, with a big HT is when people put words in my mouth.
But you did say that.
No, I didn't say I'm smarter than everybody else. I said what I know. I know.
You're smarter than everybody else here.
I never said. I said, oh, come on, man, fuck off, man. Seriously.
You say that you said that you're smarter than everybody else.
You're trolling, man. I'm not.
No, I'm not trolling.
No, I'm not going to bother with this, Patrick. I'm going to go off the channel because it's a waste of my time. Because he's not listening. What I say is what I know. Let me explain to you what happened. Right? Will Klopp play against Al Hilal without overloading either side? Why are you
If it was a preseason game, maybe.
Why?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Why are you playing inverted wingers against a strong back five? We've seen the evidence; it doesn't work, especially when you have Gundogan in the midfield. He doesn't have the recovery pace. We saw it time and time again. That's why he took him out in the second half. It's clear. It's bad for all to see.
I'm not debating that.
Yeah. So what is the argument? There's no argument.
The argument is you don't want. No, my argument is you're being Pep out without saying you're Pep out.
Oh,
but is there anything? No, is there anything that we can say to you that you're gonna be saying, okay, fair play?
Yesterday's game?
No, in Pep, like no. That's the thing.
See, you
Pep's
don't know
decision making. Is there anything that can be said?
So, unfortunately for you, you don't know me. You just met me on like a couple of months ago.
I don't. I really don't know.
Right.
You.
So you cannot judge me. Number one.
I'm asking you. I'm not judging you. I'm asking you.
Listen, I'm just telling you right now. Patrick can bear me out, right? I've had arguments with people for Pep. How much we love Pep. Clear. But what I am is objective. It's my job. Just what I do. I analyze data. I'm the objective, and I will tell you where you're wrong.
Same here.
I will tell you. I don't hold lines. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Wait. Hold on. Both of you do the same job.
Go on.
We
do have the same job.
And what I'm telling you is that yesterday. What I'm telling you is that yesterday is a trend, a stayover from last season. We saw yesterday the fear, even in his eyes. You saw it. You saw it. So is no one going to say, bro, they battered them, energy, drive, panache, dynamism, quickness of passing, and then you go to the Al Hilal, and then you become a coward because your favorite transitions, and then the young guys that you bought, you don't even play them. You don't play them. Shirky, Foden, you don't play them. Why?
Can I?
Kusanov.
Can I now say?
Kusanov,
I think it's going out alone.
Wait. Spartacus, you can answer him, but now I think let me talk to Conway. Actually, let me talk to Conway. Conway, you're sometimes very balanced. Conway, do you think yesterday? Conway is very balanced.
Conway's here.
Spartacus says Conway here. There's a lot of people here. He's been here for a while. Conway has expired.
He had the answer for Edison yesterday.
So Conway, yesterday, right, when I saw the lineup, I was supposed to go to sleep because I had treatment at 7 a.m. in the morning. But something intrigued me and say, wait, somebody wrote me a message and say, Pep is going to prove you wrong with Gundogan and Silva in midfield. So I was intrigued. So I sat there on my phone and watched it with my eyes red and painful. I don't know. Some people are saying Gundogan had a great game. I didn't see that. Gundogan was the point in time where I think the reason why the left side was getting so much attack, I think because it was Gundogan was the left midfielder. Do you remember when we played Juve? Reinders and Nori and Doku were operating together at the left, and it looked very solid. Yesterday it looked bad. There was a point in time where I saw El Halal counter and Gundo was trying to push somebody's shirt and he failed even to push somebody's shirt. What I'm asking is, why are we playing Gundogan? Why? And I know Spartacus has told me, but Pep is trying to experiment. But why experiment with a 35-year-old midfielder? I don't get it.
That's the point I wanted to make too. Like, we should be phasing him out. We should be phasing players in. And isn't a game that I don't know what people are considering this, a tournament, a preseason, whatever. But if this is a game that doesn't count towards Premier League, wouldn't this be a game you want to experiment in and not see players you already know and what you're going to get from Gundogan? I have nothing to learn from him.
Patrick. Wait, because that's the thing. I think I didn't say something right. I think I didn't say it right because I wanted to say something and he said something different. And I probably 35 years old. I'm sorry. I think I didn't get my point across. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that you're gonna learn from Gundogan. I'm saying that when you do an experiment, what you do is you pick something that you know how it's going to work, and then you change something slightly. You don't change everything in one go, so that you can see if that small little tweak had the effect that you wanted to. Because football is a very complex game.
Let me just destroy the argument.
No, you can't destroy that argument because you are an analytics guy.
This is the same guy that you got rid of because it was too old. That went to Barcelona. That Barcelona got rid of because it was too old. The same guy is trying to tweak around. What are we talking about here?
No, the tweak is not on Gundogan.
You want to tweak around Gundogan?
If you allow me to end, I allow you to finish speaking. You allow me to finish
Man,
speaking,
don't
innit?
share my
Like, that's
profession,
how it
man.
fucking
Don't
works.
share my
God
profession,
damn
man.
it, dude.
Don't share
I'm
my
trying to
profession.
say something. You just come and stop me.
Nah, man.
God
Don't
damn. I
share my
allow you
profession.
to speak and you don't allow me to speak. Jesus Christ.
Speak.
Because you know the question was aimed at me, and I was meant to answer that question.
No, it's
Conway, go
because
ahead.
he said something that I said that wasn't what I meant.
No. I'm
So,
talking about initially when
Spartacus, finish so we can
asked
go
the
to Conway. Spartacus, finish so we can
okay.
go to Conway. Spartacus.
Yeah,
So
let him
you're
finish,
not gonna learn anything from an experiment with Gundogan, but you're gonna experiment with him and the team to see if the effect of the change that you made was going to be good or not. You don't, as anybody that worked in any type of metrical system, like where you have to get data from, you don't change the whole system just to see the results of a small little change, because then you cannot actually pinpoint what the change, what the positive effect or negative effect was due by. So you change small
Yeah.
things at a time. And if you change everything at once, you're just a bad coach. I'm sorry.
See, this is where your argument breaks down again. Let me give you an example, right? So you're probably from the school of thinking around the companies like Boeing and all those companies who want to do small changes. We look at Tesla and SpaceX and Dragon, they blow shit up and start again quickly. So now I know your background and your way of thinking. Now I understand why you kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
think
a
this way.
conservative person. Yes,
Ah,
I'm a
there we go. So
conservative
I got
person.
it
Yes.
now. I got it. Okay, fine. Okay. Now I explained everything. Thank you.
Elon
let's
Musk
not
has
get into
entered the
politics. Let's
chat.
not get into politics.
Again,
Conservative
no,
Labour.
it's not about politics, Conway. It's about a way of
No.
thinking and
Yeah.
a
Now
team
I
Conservative
understand.
Labour, I
Now
don't
I
know about that
understand.
anyway.
Now I get it. Now I get it. Okay.
And again, I'm gonna be balanced. There is no right or wrong on this. If you want to blow shit up and just start all over again, fair enough.
No,
I
no.
would
I
rather
think no. I think
rebuild
now
from
Let's
I
not talk
something.
about blowing
no.
shit up because there's actually
Conway, let me
people
finish
Conway,
up.
let
Now I
Conway
know
real
part
shit
of
speak.
this.
going on.
Now I get part of his point of view. Now I understand his perspective. Now it makes sense to me. So I'm okay. I get
All
it
right,
now.
cool. Can I speak now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
go on.
speak, Conway.
Big up everyone, man.
Let Conway speak. Let Conway speak.
I hope everyone's calm now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
early.
On this show,
Please do,
never.
Conway.
Let me
Conway,
go back to
Wait till
Patrick.
Hampton gets here.
wait. Conway, do you know it's quite strange? They've actually both of them are analysts and they've actually made peace just like that themselves. They go ahead.
Yeah, no. It's all about making peace in this world, man. It's all about making peace. But let me go back to Patrick's question about Gundogan. I agree. I think when I was on the watch along with Martin, I said during halftime that the player that had to get subbed off, even though he has been playing well in the first half, is Gundogan. And then what happens after the halftime? The second half whistle was blown. Al Hilal scored immediately, and if you look at what Malcolm was doing on the ball, he spawns Gundogan. Gundogan jogged back. He's not even running towards Malcolm to try and stop him from crossing the ball in. A lot of the players have no awareness whatsoever, not knowing the ball's about to go into the penalty box. We're creating danger towards ourselves for no reason. Gundogan, during that play, I saw him be a player on the pitch that was jogging back. What are you doing as a footballer with such an experience throughout your entire career? Why are you just jogging back and not trying to win the ball back? I don't care whether you're 34, 35. Anyone can run at that age. Do you know what I'm saying? So I look at Gundogan in that regard, and I feel like he's
you're actually
that
right, Conway. You're actually right. I am 37 and I've started running and I can actually run. So you're right.
Exactly my point, bro. So you look at Gundogan, you have to put him at fault for that goal going into the net, because I feel like us Al Hilal equalising the second the second half whistle was blown, that did a lot of damage to us from a confidence standpoint and everything, because we had 7 shots on target in the first half. Instead of continuing with that momentum going into the second half, we allowed them to score straight away from the minute the second half whistle was blown, and the Gundogan plays a huge part to that goal happening. I'm sorry, but people are trying to defend Gundogan in this regard. You can't defend him. He should have been substituted off at the half time to bring players that have more energy to counter Al Hilal's midfield. You look at how they were playing. They had Ruben Neves as part of their back three. They put so many bodies in the midfield. So if you have someone like Gundogan in his midfield who's very good on the ball, but the second he loses the ball, his recovery is not there. It's non-existent at this point. Why is he still playing in the second half? Because Al Hilal had a game and they have a manager who's very tactical, and I rate highly in Inzaghi. He knows all we had to do in the first half is just absorb the pressure. The second half begins, we'll start being more physical towards this guy, winning the ball and trying to get back in the game. And that's what they did. Fair play to them. But why are we not making substitutions early? You see how many teams across this entire tournament who, when it's not going well in the first half of them, or they're not scoring, or it's 0-0, they make subs at half time. This is a tournament where we've seen a lot of people experiment with so many things. Nico G, I feel sorry for the guy. People want to say, but Pep might not rate him. But you don't spend that much money on a player and say, yeah, we're going to sign you on the deadline day of January transfer window for just you not to be a part of this team anymore. We're still playing with someone, Gundogan, who's most likely going to leave in a couple of weeks. So Nico G, when we signed him in January, there were games where he was a brilliant midfield partner with Gundogan as the two pivot in midfield. If you see Nico G and Gundogan having a good partnership in some games of last season, why can't you replicate that with having Nico G and Reinders together? Because you have two players who are in their mid-20s, energy galore, who can replicate trying to recover and whatnot. Gundogan can't do that. Gundogan, you have to have two other players in the midfield that are willing to work for him. Bernardo and Reinders can't do that for Gundogan. You need to have someone that is a bit younger, and I'm not being ageist, but it's the truth. You need to have someone that's a bit younger with more energy. And if you guys, whether you might not rate Nico G or whatever, we still need to give him the opportunity for him to play. Because if he's not going to end up playing, we're going to start speaking about this guy. What was the point of us initially signing him in January? Because there was
that's a valid question to ask too.
We all know
now what does it come back to? It comes back to the manager. Now what does it come back to? It comes back to the manager.
Because I think the problem in playing Bernardo and Gundo together. These players too slow together.
We can critique the players as much as we want, but if the players on the pitch aren't the players that we don't want to see be on the pitch, and we're seeing them create so many faults to their game, why are they still playing? I love Pep. I've never not once said.
Let me tell you a fun fact.
It sounds like Calvin Phillips all over again.
I love Pep.
Nico G wasn't bad like Calvin Phillips was. When we watched Calvin Phillips, he was awful. He did nothing right. I don't think Nico G has been anywhere close to that.
Yeah. Let me tell you a fun fact, Conway. When we realized that a long time ago at the Porto Champions League final, why Gondo's still at the DM? Why? Come on.
No, I'm not gonna go. I understand your point, but I'm not gonna go back that far. But currently speaking, in this game against Al Hilal, who had a very good low block in the first half, the reason as to why we couldn't even score more than one goal is because how brilliant defensively they were, and their goalkeeper Savio should have scored, Doku should have scored as well, and Diaz. I understand that, but if you're having issues trying to break that low block, and you need players that are clinical in terms of creating multiple of chances, and you have players like Foden and Cherky sat on the bench, and you only utilize them to come off the bench during extra time, that's where you look at the manager. Look at the immediate impact that Cherky offers you when he comes off the bench. Imagine if a player of his caliber had more time to do that on the pitch. People want to talk about Cherky's off the ball work, but I saw him running back, winning the ball back during extra time and trying to win us the game. The pass that he played for Foden, imagine a player like him and Foden getting more time for them to do that. That's when I said, and Kels was on the watch along, that during the halftime, Marmoush, Foden, Cherky, all of them need to come off the bench. Because I don't want to see this game going into extra time.
Along too.
I don't want to see this game going into extra time.
I the entire watch along, and I was getting shit for it. I was like, we need a 10. We need a 10.
We had the opportunity. We had the opportunity to win that game in 90 minutes, but we didn't do that. And that goes down to the manager.
When you're done, Conway, let Matthias go ahead.
Yeah. Pep needs to take, I'm just going to land on this point. Pep needs to take blame on that. And you can't critique the manager, but I feel like some people go way overboard and say, Pep all this stuff. I'm not going to jump on that brigade. You can have your opinion in that regard, but Pep can be critiqued in this regard. Foden and Cherky are plays that you want to play when you're going through low blocks. He gave them only such minimal time, and look at what they did with that minimal time. And one last thing, the quality of the centre-backs that we have needs to start to be questioned. And this is what I've always said from a very long time, that we need a proper centre-back in this team. Because from a quantity standpoint, we have a lot of...
You did say it.
From a quantity standpoint, we do have a lot of centre-backs. We have a number of centre-backs in this team that we can play. But look at the quality of these centre-backs. John Stones, who hasn't touched grass in America, literally, what is the point of the guy? He's done a lot for this club, but we have to sell him. Akanji is squad depth. He can only be good when he's coming off the bench. Ruben Diaz, to me, is a centre-back that currently, he doesn't look like the Ruben Diaz that we had 2 years ago when we won the trophy.
Maybe, John Stones was the one who was holding this defence.
No, but I'm saying...
I think it was a partnership.
Wait, hang on, Spike, because the quality of these centre-backs right now, the one I rate highly, Josko Vardy, who's now going back to centre-back since we have Aïnouri. We're going to see Vardy. Kusanov's not getting the opportunity to try and build a partnership with Vardy because Ruben Diaz is part of the captaincy group. Why are we not selling some of these centre-backs to bring a quality centre back that's willing to challenge the likes
Nobody's
of
gonna
Diaz,
buy him.
even Vardy and whatnot. And this is my point regarding the centre backs. And the last thing I'm going to say is, I'm sorry, Edison. Yeah. But I feel like it's time for you to sign a contract extension because I'll never give up on you. But yeah, go on, guys.
Fuck off.
Tyler, the biggest deep fake of all time.
The thing for me with the centre back thingy, especially Ruben Diaz, is that
wait, hold on. Hold your thought there, because I need to speak.
Go on.
Right.
Mateus Rant.
I've seen a lot of fans asking why playing Bernardo and Gundo. It's very simple. It's because he trusts them. He trusts them too more than any other midfielder we had. The reason why is because it doesn't matter how the game goes from minute 1 to minute 90, them two will stick to the plan. Will stick to the plan of the manager. That's why they play. Yeah. When at the beginning, I think whoever said that would say, "Oh, Gunda didn't play every game." He did play every game.
He did play. He played all 4. I checked.
He started 2, and he was
subbed
subbed on the others 2. So he played every single game. Yeah, even as a sub. So when fans like Pep has changed, he changed the way he wants to play. He has changed. We've seen slightly change in terms of the press, the partners of play, at the little triangles in on the sides, and the set piece as well. However, he wants to change the way we play and maybe the system, but he doesn't want to change the personnel. He doesn't want to change the personnel because he trusts a certain group of players. That's why they keep playing week in, week out. I think it was after Arsenal, so not was around Feb, yeah. Nico, I can't remember who we played. Nico Gonzalez was subbed off, and he done an interview, and he said some mad comments, and then Pep was asking a press conference. What do you think about the Nico Gonzalez comments after being subbed? And Pep said, it was an action on the game where he should have been in his position, but he jumped, and he should have not done that. It was a tactical reason why it took him off. Of course, obviously he's young. He said because he's young, he cannot complain about the manager, because if he does, it's going to be a big problem. He said that people look at it as a joke, yeah. But anyway, he said when we played Bournemouth, yeah, we played Bournemouth, and you think we won, we beat Bournemouth, and Pep Guardiola was asked why Nico Gonzalez didn't start that game, and he specifically said, I put the players with the more experience that maybe know the pattern, they know the plan. I want players that they know exactly what they have to do and know the position. Yeah, that's his comment on Nico. This principle that he set that from his word comes up that the trust that he has in Bernardo Silva and Gundo. Bernardo Silva and Gundo, they are very, very, very good footballers on the ball. At this current age, on the ball, they're really, really good. They offer a lot in terms of getting the box, play a little 1-2. However, our main problem has been off the ball. How are we winning the battles in midfield, the duels, the tackle, aerial? That's something that Pep is not seeing, that them two, as much as they can offer on the ball, they're not offering nothing off the ball. That's why we're getting bullied in midfield. Yeah. When we bought Nico Gonzalez, I said that Nico Gonzalez will work if he plays alongside Kovacic. If he plays alongside Gund and Bernardo, it's going to be the same what we've seen in the first half of the season. Kovacic, Gundo, Bernardo. It wasn't working. So he done that. It didn't do that. But hold Nico Gonzalez a hold midfield. Nico Gonzalez is a very young player. Listen, there's a couple of buzzing moments, like in the FA Cup when we played later Orient. He got bullied off the ball and they scored. And I think the last game, I think was it Hilal? No, I can't remember. Some a team called out where he lost the ball in the middle of the park and they went in the counter.
I think you're talking about Al Widad.
Yeah. And Pep saw that and they're like, nah. He doesn't trust him. He doesn't trust him to play that position. And the comments that he makes about Nico Gonzalez, it reminds me a lot of Calvin Phillips. The same type of comments. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
So basically, what you're saying is that we basically, so what you're basically trying to say is that we put 60 million down the drain. It's like basically taking 60 million and then flush, like just taking 60 million and then putting it down the toilet and flushing it just like that.
I don't know for certain, but
On the
it's
manager
like that. Maybe it might change. Who knows? Yeah. Then there was a question of, is Pep scared of transition? That's a very great question, but I don't know. I feel like he is scared of a life without Bernardo Silva and Gundo. It might sound a bit. What was he talking about? I feel like Gundo, he done everything. He fought so hard to keep them this season, and he did. The reason why is Gundo, it has a clause in his contract that he will the 1 year extension, the 1 year will only activate if he plays 60% of the games. Pep Guardiola made sure. Pep Guardiola made sure he played those games as if you staying with me. That's why sometimes we'll question why Gundo playing again throughout the whole last season. Why keep playing them? It's
But
not
but Matthias, also the injury to Rodri, someone say forced us as well.
Right there. With the Bernardo Silva, when we played Palace, we won 5-2. Yeah, Bernardo Silva wasn't on the team. We played well. We were 2-0 down. Team was playing great. Come back 5-2. The very next game, City Extra dropped the bomb that Bernardo Silva is being asked to leave in the summer. Yeah. Since that game, we went to play Everton away. Yeah. After Crystal Palace, Bernardo Silva, from that game that he didn't start and we won 5-2, from that game all the way up until the end of the FA Cup, Bernardo Silva played every single game for 90 minutes. Pep done a 3 back-to-back press conference. 3, yeah. He was just praising Bernardo Silva without being asked the question about Bernardo Silva. Like he was twisting his answer to play. He was saying these players that trust, for example, Bernardo Silva, he's been very reliable throughout the whole season, never get injured. He's always there for 90 minutes, running. And he was mentioned Diaz and all sorts. For 3 press conference, he praised Bernardo without being asked the question. Yeah, as if, sorry, Viana, sorry, Chique, this guy's not leaving, he's staying. Yeah, doesn't matter
and
what
made
you guys.
Captain.
It doesn't matter how much you spend. I'm gonna keep playing this guy.
He gets the captaincy. 3 months down the line, he's gonna get a contract extension, a 1 year contract extension. Yeah, to finish the same year as his Pep's contract finished. Pep Guardiola cannot see a live in Manchester or managing Manchester City without them 2 players. Mainly,
do you realize that Gundo's wife is searching for a?
However, them 2 are not the biggest problem. Yeah, there's more players into that team, right? That they need to hold bench. The same treatment that
one of them is Diaz.
The same treatment that you keep coming to press conference and say, I want Jack Grealish from the treble season. Yeah, cool. That's why he's not playing. Why are you not demanding the same Ruben Diaz from the treble season? Why are you not demanding the same Akanji from the treble
Yeah, that's
season.
facts. Yeah, Matthias, thank you.
Why
That's
Yeah,
are
facts.
you
Kanji
not
never
No,
gets benched, no
Mateus,
matter how poor
Mateus,
he is.
sorry to
Ronaldo
cut
There
you
you
off,
go.
season
I'm
yeah,
back.
but
from the
Mateus, sorry
treble
to cut you off, but
season?
Patrick, you
No,
owe
no,
me
no.
an
Why is
apology,
only
Patrick.
Grealish?
You
What
you
about
bullied me,
Edison?
yeah, for
What about
what I
Edison?
said about Diaz. You owe me an apology. You bullied me. You said you called me everything under the sun, yeah. You owe me an apology, Patrick. Where's my sorry? And
What happened?
and
I can't hear you,
Kelsey,
man. I can't hear you, man.
Patrick,
Put your volume up.
where is my sorry?
Oh,
Hello?
you know what? I'm gonna give you the Diaz one. I was wrong on the Diaz.
Just
Thank you very much.
have you guys started noticing that Bernardo Silva has been ever since the season end after Palace, he's been the player that has been done the most interview. How many times you've scrolled through the timeline on Twitter, you'll see Bernardo Silva quotes every
That's because he's the
single
captain now.
time. Look at the comments. Oh, it's so refreshing to hear a new voice in the captaincy. How refreshing is like this whole thing, yeah. It's like it's been done by design. Why
It's like the only person in the world who sees it's like Pep is just Bernardo. Like, I'm sorry, he's getting the Kyle Walker treatment if he starts every game next season. He's getting it. Ederson's getting it. Akanji's getting it. Gundogan's getting it.
Kelly, the problem yesterday. Kelly,
You saw it in the chat.
I want to just correct something. Kelly, the problem yesterday. The problem yesterday, Matt. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
When we let KDB
I just want to just
on the free, we were ruthless.
Kelly, I just want to say one thing, right? The problem yesterday was not Bernardo Silva. It was not Bernardo Silva.
I agree.
It was Gundogan. That was the problem. It was combining them two in the midfield. It wasn't Bernardo. You play Bernardo with Reinders and with Gonzalez, the game is different. You're playing Gundogan with Reinders or with Gonzalez, game is different. It's playing them two in the middle. You lose the ability to control by athleticism, not by technicality. That's what you lost yesterday. Sorry, Matthias, go ahead.
Can I just say one thing before he goes? Let's not want people to get the Walker treatment in it. We don't want our players to be on a suicide vest just saying they're going to explode the whole team.
I already saw some of those for Ederson today. I don't condone it.
Yeah,
I think
we
it's
don't want
disgusting,
that.
but our fan base has they're going to do that.
Let me just say one thing about Ederson. Yeah. Why do you think Ederson say my future is at Manchester City and I'm not leaving the club this summer?
Because nobody wants to sign him.
No.
He's going to leave on a free.
It's not that.
I think nobody wants to sign him.
No. It's not that. I think he's been told by whoever is in the South, whoever is the Saudi club that is buying, he wants to buy him. He's been told, yeah, the contract is there, yeah. However, we don't want to pay what Manchester City is asking for, which is the transfer fee. We want to pay, if it's a transfer fee, we might want to pay 15 or 10 million because you're in the last year of your contract. However, Manchester wants 20 or 30. Yeah, cool. We don't want to pay you, but you keep the contract, and maybe if you become a free agent in the summer, yeah, we're gonna get you, and we'll give you a signing bonus, which is the transfer fee. Let's say, for example, 10 million. Of course, Edison would say, right, okay, I'll come out and say my future's I've got a future at Man City, and I'm not leaving the club this summer. But he's leaving next summer. Why? Like, what? Who? Like, in the whole Vienna bloody check cannot see he's leaving next summer. Being him right now, cash in. Yeah,
but how
I don't think anybody wants to sign him.
No, don't get your number one target for that goalkeeper position.
Chevalier, Lucas Chevalier. You heard it here multiple times.
Because he said that my future is a Man City and not leaving this summer. We keep him because the whole majority of this fan base is sexually attractive to his neck tattoo all over his body, that they cannot see that the guy's not good enough. Oh my God! Look how many! Oh my God! The goalkeeper. He's got 5 assists. Oh, look at what he's doing! Look at what he does with his feet. How about his hands? How about his hands? Does he even grab his wife? Oh,
Brother Matthias.
Come on,
do you know? That's why I like talking to you, right? Do you know the single most riveting, emotional speech that Pep gave in 17-18 that till today I use? He said, "Quote: You have to play football with courage.
Yes.
I swear, I use that for my kids all the time. To give them the belief, play with courage. I don't care if you're down Liverpool 3-0. You come back, you go again. Yes, they lost 4-3, but by God, what a game. What a game. Now we play with fear. This is my issue. We play with fear. Fear of what? Of losing? You want everything. Fear of not playing the young players because you love the old players? Why? I don't know, man. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm asking, Matthew.
Bro. I was reading some nonsense on X this morning. I woke up and I was getting ready for work, and I opened X and I was like, read some nonsense. Oh, like there was a comment, yeah. These people, they piss me off, honestly. Yeah, there was a comment, yeah. The guy was like, Edison last season, please try him in midfield. I just want to say something. Are you fucking mad?
That's a joke.
Are you
Come on,
tapped
that's a
on
joke.
your
Wow.
That's
Like
a
Edison
joke.
taking
We're
it
trying to
royalty.
win
It's a
the
joke.
league again. We're trying to win the title back, and you just
That's
live in
a
a
joke.
fantasy that you want to see Edison in midfield.
That's a joke, man. Come on. Have a sense of
Bro,
humor. It's a joke. Come on.
bro.
No, you know, some
People like
people are
comment,
actually
I hear
serious.
you. Oh, what are we
No,
doing?
nobody's serious
Edison should
about
be
playing
our
Edison in midfield.
Edison should be
Nobody's
our
gonna be serious.
penalty taker. Our main
No,
penalty
hey,
taker. Is that a
Spectacle,
Oh,
I'm
joke?
not being
that I
rude.
actually think it
No,
is. Because
Spectacle, I'm not
Holland
being rude.
shit.
They, hey,
Our pens have
Look
been
at his
shit for a
next
long
statue.
no,
time.
but
Oh my god, he's so
Spectacle,
sexy.
I'm not being
Do me a
rude, but there's a
favor.
lot of idiots on Twitter that believe their own lies. And that's
And
me
you take
being
all their
nice.
memes.
Yeah. Because I don't want to, I'm trying to be well behaved. I don't want to say what I want to say about them, but it's Patrick Shaw, so I don't want to lock it off, but I'll be well behaved.
What's going on?
Say it, Adam. Say it.
Nah, man.
Wait. Let me check here. Is there anybody on this panel? Wait, Kyoxter, you've just been glazing in the background, the backup dancing. Is there anything you want to say? Because you've just been backup dancing the whole time.
Well, I can't. I could not interrupt Carl. Like that was. I could. There was nothing to say for that, but. I do agree with a lot of the sentiment from yesterday. I think it's okay to question some of these choices that Pep is making. And there's also an interesting narrative that I was discussing with Spartacus off camera earlier in the day about like his point about like a lot of these players that were playing yesterday are probably not going to be in our starting lineup. So that kind of brings the question up like, oh, are we kind of resting our starters type thing, give them a little extra time? Maybe that's why they were subs. That's an interesting like theory to delve into maybe. But yeah, it is fair to question the tactics. Yesterday gave me a lot of PTSD. It reminded me of the Crystal Palace final. They cut us open the exact same way. So that kind of alarmed me because I feel like I wanted to learn, I want to see progression and not fall into the same traps as we did last season. And it turns out we did. So there's still a lot of work to do. I think we're going to start the season kind of slow.
We cannot afford to start the season slow.
Why only the Crystal Palace game, Kel?
That was just the freshest one in my head.
Well, Kelly, I think
like that whole 1-13 run, exact same issue the whole season.
How many games? Yeah, last season where we end up playing well. Yeah, it's scored one goal, missed a lot of chances, and when we come back from in the second half, we just a shadow of ourselves. How many times I've sat in the many streams throughout last season, and I ask a question: what on earth? Yeah, is Pep's telling to these players at halftime?
Yeah, these halftime speeches
are
terrible.
It's
well,
like
the other teams make adjustments, and then we just keep playing the same way. We don't adjust back. That's just frustrating.
Sporting.
Yeah. No, it was more than one. It was more than just the Crystal Palace, but that one was just fresh in my head.
But Kelstar, you know the one that hurt me the most was, and I could not wrap my head around it, was that Feyenoord game. I was genuinely speaking, asking myself, I was asking myself, how on God's green earth you were 3-0 up on how, legit, I was saying that to myself. I said, how on God's green earth, are you 3-0 up and you just capitulate like absolute cowards?
Yeah, well, that's why
Well,
yesterday
Kelly,
alarmed me.
I
Is
mean,
because we were playing a lot of those same players who caused a lot of those awful games, or who were, in those games last season. So why are we playing with them? Like,
I'll
I wanted
tell
to
you.
see the full 11 at one point
Well,
for next season. I know we can't because Rodri's not ready yet, but it would have been
Kelly,
fun to test it out. I think if you're going to experiment, I think you should be experimenting more with players who are actually going to be here long term.
I'll tell you the.
And my biggest fear for next season is that we don't phase players out.
Well,
Part of the rebuild is phasing players out and phasing them in, and right now we're way too heavy on the old guard right now, and
I'll tell you the arc that really annoyed me was after Juventus. Rivals are like, oh crap, they figured it out. They figured it out. They figured out how to crack this mid-block, low-block thingy, play with freedom. And they were shaking in their boots. I tell you, I heard from my rival friends, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, they were shaking. After last night, they're like, yeah, this man is not going to change. He's going to do the same thing all of it. I'm telling you, that's the arc of where we're at. You give the opponents confidence that, yep, they haven't solved it. He's going to defer back to what he used to, and we're going to sit back, protect. We're going to look for those one opportunities. We're going to hit them. Please, he's going to play the old guys. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
And I just didn't understand that because we saw it fail so many times last season, and I thought we had moved past that, but apparently not.
It is love. This is what happens with love.
Can I say something? Can I say something, Carl? Carl, yesterday, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's good that I did not do a watch along because I think I was going to also say paper hard and I was going to say things you guys were not going to like. Because you know what I sacrificed? That's why Spartacus, I was not very happy at the beginning. I sacrificed my sleep. I had a 7 a.m. appointment to go to Dublin. That's a 3-hour bus. I sacrificed my sleep. I was holding on to the phone with faith that we're going to win the game. There was a point in time, Carl, I got so angry. I said, if I see Pep in the streets, we're going to fight. I was like, this guy, we're going to fight. And you know what pissed me off? The time was ticking, and this guy looked at Cherky and Foden and then looked to the other side and didn't say anything. And do you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about this. Yeah, I want to ask this to the panel, and maybe I want to ask the Prophet. Prophet, do you think maybe this is why Wirtz did not come to City? Wirtz looked at it and say, is Bernardo and Gundo gonna still be there? Okay, because I think. Because, do you know what's funny? Somebody said this, and Carl, you're right, and I ask for your forgiveness, Carl, because you said you'd rather keep KDB than some of this. I think KDB was ruthlessly thrown out just because his contract was running out. But KDB could have offered more than some guy we know. But look at that. We threw away KDB. So do you think maybe Wirtz did not want to come because he knew that when you go to City, maybe you would still not play? Or do you think Pep Guardiola is pissed off?
The Wirtz thing is two-pack, right? One, we didn't want to pay. Two, the guy never wanted to come to us. Let's be clear. Number three, look at Liverpool. They're refreshed. They're ruthless. They do what they want. They play in an exciting way without fear. It's a fact.
I don't like it. Play exciting football.
I don't like. They play more exciting than we do. That's a fact. Right?
I don't think that's a fact at all.
They do. But the truth is that right now they are more controlled, better playing. They play better football than we do. It's a fact. I don't have no love for them.
By far, they're a better team than us.
Better football.
And by the way, when they bring players in, they tend to try to play them at least more than we do on our guys. They don't spend 60 million on a player in January and then bench him. They don't do that shit. They don't. But we're luxurious. We can allow to have Hayes and Kusanov and Gonzalez in January and then put them on the bench. We're cool.
I want to give. I want to give the analogy. You know, it's like it's like spending 500,000 on a house and then deciding that you want to live on the streets.
Adam, your network's back.
Adam, what are you doing?
We need to bring up Husanov and Victor Hayes because I'm not saying they're the
It's
same.
not my mic.
That's
Kel, let me explain at least the Victor Hayes one because I know a little bit about the transfers because I know a couple of people here in Brazil.
Everything is
the Victor Hayes situation was we wanted to get him so that other people would not get him. That's what we did. He wasn't bought for today. He was bought to get to use him in a couple seasons time. So this is more of the reason why we're getting him. Because if we didn't get him right now, Madrid, Barca, and everybody would become just a bidding race, and we just wanted to try and get him.
So do you have kids? What's that guy's name?
I don't.
Okay. So let me help you out a little bit. Let me just give you a perspective. Assume that you have a young little lad, maybe he's 10 years old. He's a good footballer. He's probably really good, right? An elite guy. Would you send him right now, right, as a young player to our club, knowing that he's not going to play?
Yes.
I would say, here's why I would say no, right? The only way you're going to grow is by playing. There's no substitute for it. I'm telling you. See, I coach kids. I'm telling you, bro.
I've been a wonder kid.
See, I'm telling you, bro. The only way you play
Wait, Spartacus, you've been a what?
I've been a wonder kid.
What happened to you then?
Ooh.
I had plenty of injuries in my Achilles tendon, and I had to go.
That's unfortunate for you. Sorry about that, but nevertheless, right?
I can give you the perspective of a footballer, not of the coach.
I'm telling you both sides, both as a parent and a parent of a child who's on the way, right? I'm telling you what it is. The best way is you to play with other elite players, to play, not train, but to play with men, to play. I'm telling you right now, the biggest Kaiki. Let's keep naming them.
He was Julian really Alvarez. Highly rated.
Julian Alvarez, right? I don't blame him for leaving, right? In hindsight, why would I want to just sit down on the bench and do nothing? Why? I can go to Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I may not win, but I play. I can start. I can enjoy.
Don't forget, he played him, but he played him in the wrong position. So Julian says
I can play.
Yeah, that's why he left.
But that's the thing. Are we going to blame him for playing Alvarez in the wrong position when we had Haaland and he wanted to play instead of Haaland?
You can figure out a way to play them both. You can.
I don't think you can.
Yes, you can.
Not the way we do. The way we do.
Listen, go watch 17-18 season, right? Watford versus Man City, right? One of the best games I've ever watched for Guardiola under Man City. Go watch that game. Go see Jesus and Aguero, how they played in that game. Go watch it. Go take a look. 6-0.
Aguero is not Haaland and Jesus is not
my point is you can play both. We can play both. Find a way to play both. If you can play De Bruyne and Haaland against Arsenal at the Etihad, where they're playing the false nine, and De Bruyne and Haaland because of false nine, because De Bruyne is running through to score a goal, you can play them both. You can.
But the difference is,
if you're on 80 million pounds a year, then you have to figure out how to play with two strikers.
Yeah, but you can figure out, but you can also say that it's more effective to play with one, isn't it? Like his job is not to figure out how to play with two strikers. His job is to figure out a way to win.
The one is not working because the one is getting surrounded by three giant players all around him and without any sort of even service into the box.
And also that was a problem yesterday. We didn't have goal scorers on the team outside of Haaland, and he's playing with Doku, who has proven he cannot get him the ball.
Got in the box. Why not?
Why does nobody ever go in the box anymore? No. But no, we're not even going to the box. So you're going to have that problem.
Matthias, wait. Let me hear. Kyoxter, can you repeat that, please? Again, can you just repeat? What did you say? Doku what?
Oh, I said when Haaland and Doku play together, Doku just for some odd reason Doku cannot get the ball to Haaland. Whether it's Haaland is being lazy and not running toward the ball, or it's Doku cannot aim the cross at Haaland. There's a disconnect
whose fault
between
is that?
those two.
Is that Doku's fault?
I said both of them. I said if Haaland is not making the
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you. We don't.
I gave excuses for both of them. So
no, I swear, Patrick, you know which two? Hey, Patrick, you and Conway, you guys are the biggest fraudsters. He has 1-2 good games, and you guys start glazing him like there's no tomorrow. I swear, I got a problem
to win that bet.
Doku. That's
no.
I said that.
I swear to God,
I support Marmoush and ignoring more than
No. Kelstar, I swear to God, you know it was here before the game. I was saying, you know what, let me go sleep. But then I said, you know what, just because of this Patrick guy and Conway pissing me off here and annoying me with Doku, I said, you know what? Even if I end up sleeping halfway, I'm gonna sit it through that and force myself to watch it. And generally speaking, it was a successful hate watch, and he did. But let me enjoy that.
Wait a second, why are we doing hate watches on our own players?
Yeah, you're right.
Because Adam took the bet and he wants to win the bet.
We don't do hate watches with our own players.
Spartacus, let me explain. In my opinion, and I've said it, Matthias will tell you, I don't think, look, in my opinion, I don't think Doku is the level of City. And honestly speaking, why I say that, it's an absolute downgrade. We went from having
What about
Raheem
Savio?
Sterling.
What about
Ooh,
Savio?
Patrick,
I
I'll come
don't
back
think
to that.
either of them are
No,
good
no, no,
enough
no,
right now,
no,
but I'm not
no,
gonna be hate
no,
watching.
Spartacus,
fair.
Spartacus. 1 minute, let me finish. I said having Doku is the biggest downgrade ever in this
No, Adam,
club.
that's not
No, no,
true.
no,
That's not true.
no,
That's
no,
not true.
Carl,
And I
Carl,
have to disagree with you on that.
Carl, my brother.
You need to bring them up.
Let him
I
land.
have to
No,
Let
disagree.
him land. Let him land.
Carl, my brother. You know why I say that? We had Leroy Sané, we had Raheem Sterling, even though we absolutely slaughtered him.
That's not the
Yeah.
point, though, Adam. Adam, that's not the point. Raheem
But
Sterling was
what does
getting old. He
Doku
had
offer?
no. Let me tell you what he offers. Right, the the Juve game. You know why Doku flourished. You know why he did so well. You know why he balled. Let me tell you why. Because Ryan Nori was overlapping him all the time, which allowed him 2v2, 2v2, 2v2 all the time, either go out or go in. Yesterday, we go back to type. Nobody's overlapping because we're afraid. What's he
The
going to do? Beat two,
the
beat two
midfield
players? With about three players by
unfortunately.
himself? It's not happening. Let me explain something to you guys, right? There are two ways to overload in the game. Right? You overload either in the central areas or in the wide areas. That's it. You overload central in the wide areas. That's what you do. Right?
There's one action on the game where
the
Doku looks very
problem, right?
frustrated.
The problem is when you have inverted fullbacks, right? And you don't overload in the wide areas. You want to
before
overload
that,
centrally. They have numbers central. They have 9 central. What are you going to do?
There
You have nowhere to go.
within
there was a
that,
couple of action in the
but
game where
Carl,
Doku had the ball. There were 3 men on him, and he tried he drove into the byline. He won a corner, but he was upset with Nori not making a run at least. But Nori was just camping outside the box.
There you go.
Because that's what he was told, and Nori was told that by them.
How many
Carl,
times
Yeah,
we've
that's
been
a
discussing
tactical
that the players
problem,
just
not a
happy to,
Doku problem.
like,
Carl,
come on.
you as a coach yourself, you're going to agree with me. There are actually within those 2 ways, there are 2 different ways that you can create an overload, and that is by a numerical overload or by a quality overload.
Yeah, it's the same
have
thing.
a player that it's
Yeah, it's the
either.
same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same
It
thing.
is, but there are
It's the
2
same
different.
thing.
No, not really, though. Is it?
It is. Let me explain why it's the same thing, right? I'm talking about positional overloads, not the numerical qualitative. The two things. Qualitative is 1v1. I'm a better player than you. I can take you 1v1. Numerical is basically have more numbers on that side, which is the 2v1 overload in the wide area or the central area. It's the same thing. It's the same thing you're talking about. Yeah. It's the same thing you're talking about, guys. So I get it. Right? Numerical, qualitative, it's the same thing. Qualitative is I have better quality than you. It's like Mbappe versus, let's say, Rico Lewis. Quality is better. He takes you 1v1, kills you. Right? Numerical
So
is that we're gonna have more numbers than you and 3v2, 2v1, 4v2 on that side. We didn't do any of the two. None.
We're trying to do a
The problem we had, right, my brother, is that we were trying to overload centrally, but the problem with doing centrally with inverted wingers is that you're going into traffic, so the numbers are equal. So when you lose the ball, you're hit in the central areas because what? You have 2 strikers up front with a long channel, and our strength becomes our weakness. Our strength is playing up high to squeeze, but our weakness is the spacing behind, and we don't have recovery pace. It's basic 101 soccer or football.
Look at that guy, the Brazilian goal, the second goal, where corner, Cancelo wins the ball, just one
Riders
pass.
was shit at that one, to be honest.
I mean, because Cancelo understands how we play. He knows our weakness, which is the spacing behind. We say it as a strength, but it's a weakness too if you cannot control the ball. It's just facts.
If you remember, as soon as we equalized to make it 2-2, yeah, they had a goal kick, bang, they pass it on to Cancelo, and our defensive line, yeah, jumped, and Cancelo put the ball in behind, 1-on-1 with, I think it was with the Ruben Diaz. Remember when Ruben Diaz tackled him?
Matthias,
that was a reckless tackle, by the way.
100% Matthias.
Yeah, just from that, yeah, you could see there was no lack of concentration. You've just scored a goal.
Matthias, you're right. Let's take a 10,000-foot view, right? Who plays judo? Who does judo here, right? In judo, I believe they say that make your enemies strength.
What? Are you still here?
Nah, you were speaking about judo and then he cut off. But do you know what is? I come here to say this year. I'm tired of Adam waffling. I am so tired of listening to Adam's waffle because this guy did not watch a single minute of that game this morning. He woke up at 5 a.m. to go play Fajr.
You're lying.
And then after he played Fajr, he watched the
You're
highlights.
lying.
A 4-minute highlight on YouTube on the Zone Football YouTube channel is what you woke up and watched. You watched a 4-minute highlight on YouTube. And then you decided to come to a conclusion and told me that Doku was shit.
The same way
Adam,
I told
you did not stay up and watch that game.
No, Conway.
You did not.
Conway.
Because I saw you on the group chat. Hang on, let me land.
The same way I told Kelstar.
I was listening to you
The same way I told Kelstar that me not replying in the message in the GC does not mean that I didn't watch the game.
You gotta let me land, man.
Adam, why are you not letting him land?
I am a person that's very good at when it comes to understanding the timing of when people are awake and when they're not awake. I looked at the group chat, the WhatsApp group chat, yeah? Everyone was commentating during the game saying, yo, these guys are not performing well. I was in a watch along Martin stream. This guy, Adam's first message, guess what time his first message was? Guess what time his first message
8 a.m.
His first message was 30 minutes after the full-time whistle was blown after the extra time. This guy woke up 30 minutes after the game was done and then immediately saw the score and he said Doku was shit.
Facts.
And he's
corroborate that.
Conway, Conway, are you gonna let me? Conway, are you gonna let me defend myself now? No, Conway, are you gonna let me defend myself now? Conway, are you gonna let me defend myself? Conway, are you gonna let me defend myself?
You're the type of guy that comes to conclusion on football games after you've watched match of the day.
Okay,
you don't watch the games, bro. You don't.
Are you gonna let me reply?
You're a match of the day merchant. You're a highlight merchant. You don't watch the games,
let me
bro.
reply then.
Well, go on,
okay, let me reply. Okay, just because I did not message in the WhatsApp group does not mean I was watching the game. Why? I can't watch the game in peace.
Okay, so
do you know how Adam's waffling? Because every single game game during the season, whenever we scored or we've conceded, who's the first person to say, "Oh, we went 1-0"? Adam. All of a sudden now he's not doing that in this game.
My friend,
you woke up 30 minutes after the full-time whistle was blown, G.
No, listen. Listen, Conway, my brother, Conway, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Not always. I'm not always gonna be messaging fucking 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, there we are. Excuses galore, G.
I got people sleeping in my yard.
You're not a true fan, Adam.
Just because I don't message. Hey, Kelstar, cut down on the drinks.
Adam,
this is just soda water, buddy. It's soda water.
Can I ask you a question? Adam, can I ask you a question?
I'm working right now, so I'm not drinking.
Adam,
Mateus is the one boozing right now, not me.
Adam, can I ask you a question? Since you watched the game, well, who missed the goals for City? Who missed the goals?
That's a brilliant question. Go on, Adam, answer that. Go on, Adam, answer that. No, don't Google it. Don't Google it, Adam. Why are you mute?
No. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna ask you this one
Adam still hasn't come off mute, by the way.
Chance,
Has anyone realized that
Mr.
Adam still hasn't come off mute? Go on, Adam, come off mute.
Hey, Adam. I'm gonna ask you something about the game that was very remarkable, but you're not gonna find it on the Google. Who created the chance that Gundogan missed 1-1?
That's a brilliant question, Paula. Go on, Adam. Come off mute.
Who was the guy that created the chance?
Come off mute, Adam. Go on.
Wait. So you lot are interrogating me like just because
go on, do it. Answer this.
What? And what if I don't want to answer? You man,
don't do a Hamza. Answer the question. Don't do a Hamza. Answer the question. That's what a
criminal says when he's not answering. You might as well just said no comment. Just say no comment. You might as well just say no comment. Because you don't know the answer to the question because you never watched the game. You never watched the game. That's why you don't know the answer.
Open the Zone app, bro. Just open the Zone app.
Yeah, go on. Open the Zone app, G. Go on.
So, who you don't know who it was, do you?
I think it was Savio. I don't remember.
Wait, Adam.
Yeah, it was Savio.
It's not my agenda, so maybe I shouldn't answer.
Wait, Adam. So, Adam, you came here to insult Doku why you didn't watch the match. Adam, you're shameless.
That's my whole. Thank you, Patrick. This guy is coming here talking about players he never watched. He never watched these guys. And
this is the thing to me,
you guys want to watch Dortmund? Why are we opening the DAZN app?
Cow, what has happened?
The fraud, Adam, he's been caught today, man.
Adam, why? Okay, do you know that Adam came to abuse Doku? Why Adam did not watch?
No. Now you're lying. I didn't say that.
Adam, you can't do that, man. Come on.
Hey, Carl, that's false information. I just said that he's not good enough.
Oh, hi.
No, but
Come on,
no,
mate.
Carl,
Like,
it's the truth.
what were
No,
you
No, you
Carl,
doing
couldn't
here?
honestly
open the
When
speaking,
you
zone
guys
after
on
this.
the
You're asking
panel.
those questions, by the way.
no, but Carl, honestly speaking, yeah, Doku does not compare to Leroy Sané, Riyad
No,
Mahrez,
Adam,
Raheem
can I ask you
Yeah.
Sterling,
something?
none of them.
Adam, can I ask you something?
Hey,
One more thing,
he
Adam.
does
Can I ask you
not
something?
lace their shoes.
No,
It's a
Adam, let me ask you
downgrade.
something.
Adam. Sir Patrick, you see, Sane and
Play that
Sterling,
way.
Sane and Sterling, in my opinion, were another planet. They were another planet. It's not fair to compare both of them. Sane and Sterling had David Silva, Pete De Bruyne, Fernandinho around them. They had those three around them. They had Mendy overloading on the left side, Walker, top of his prime,
For like 2
overloading on the right
games.
side. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter though. Yeah, Delph inverting inside with crisp passes at the same time. So they were a different level, mate. Go look at.
I disagree in terms of talent. I feel like they kind of in the same level. However, in terms of mindset, they're very different.
Who?
Sane,
Doku and
Sane,
Leroy
and
Sané.
Or do you think Matthias, do you think the system is better for it? The system was better for
no. In
those
terms,
guys.
no, it's not the system; it's the mindset. Sane and Sterling had one goal, which is to put the ball in the back of the net. Sterling was a player, and Sane that they were happy to play without the ball. As long if my midfielders can find me, I'm just gonna make the running behind to either put a cross in for the left winger or the left winger put a cross in, and there's a tapping goal. Doku
And the guy
and
is KDB.
Savio, they're not players that are comfortable to play without the ball. They want the ball. They don't want the ball in the space. They want the ball in the fit. So they can dribble past player. Doku, whenever he's got the ball, his first instinct is to dribble. I need to beat my man. I need to go past him. Sane and Sterling, they were passing the ball to get to Silva or De Bruyne, and they're making the running behind because I want to go and score a goal. Or look at Sane. Sane's making like they just want to score. Savio and Doku is like it's for sure. I want to take on my man. Like in terms of ability, both pair they're kind of in the same level, but the mindset is different. That's why they were scoring 25 goals. Mahrez is 25 goals a season. Or Comps Sterling was 25, 30. Do you know what I mean? They wanted to score. They wanted to put the ball in the back of the net. Savio's dribble, put a decent cross, Brazilian flair and whatnot. And Doku, I want to beat 3-4 before I can even think about scoring the goal.
Can I give you an answer? Can I give you an answer to that?
It's completely different, man.
But Matthias, I have an answer to that though. First of all, Raheem used to be called a headless chicken, even though when he came from Liverpool, people said that this guy is still a headless chicken. He was no, listen. That's what they used to call him. Now they've given it to Doku. And I remember when Sane came the first season.
Why am I getting blamed for the headless chicken?
Wait. Let me finish this. Then Sane,
it's your favorite thing to say these days.
But you know what I can say about Sane and Raheem? Sane and Raheem had David Silva and KDB overloading with them, and these are the guys who were feeding them, and this is the midfield they had. And then number two, I saw Raheem changed from a guy who used to dribble and have no end product to being made into a tapping merchant. Obviously, we used to laugh at him. Remember, Matthias, we used to say it's a tapping merchant, but now I would love the tapping merchant.
Yeah.
Why doesn't this manager? That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Why doesn't our manager, Pep Guardiola, the greatest manager, if he wants, I think this is what he wants. Because if he wanted, why doesn't he just tell Doku that I'll turn you into a Raheem? Because I think you can easily turn Doku into a Savio, into a Raheem and a Sane again. You can really
he can do that. However, it's the mindset. That is the mindset. That's how I want to keep telling you. Raheem Sterling, yeah. If you remember when Raheem Sterling came to Man City, the back of a lot of criticism, not just from Liverpool fans, but from the whole media, because why you live in Liverpool, a historic club, to go to Man City on a £50 million and that massive contract, rat, they were put on the papers. You know what I mean? Like, all about the money. That's why Raheem Sterling, this first season, I think he's got 7 goals, but his performance was not there. Yeah, we bring in Raheem Sterling against Real Madrid, our first semi-finals at the Bernabeu. He's not producing. Do you know what I mean? So Pep saw a player there, and I like that he likes to score goals. He probably having a conversation with Pep when Pep signed in. I like to score goals. I like to make runs in behind. Just find me in spaces. But Doku is different. Doku is like, I'm not making the running behind. I'm gonna stay on the touchline. Give me the ball, and I'll beat my man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
so wait. So you know what I'm trying to say, Mateus?
Bro,
So I'm trying to say that
one had a mindset of being a goal scorer.
So can you coach it out of them?
Maybe have a mindset of being like the
creator,
the guy with the most dribbles, or the guy with the most crosses in the box, or the guy with the most assists.
Can you coach it out of them? Well, like both Savio and Doc, can you coach them?
You don't do that. You try when people say you can coach something they know out of a player, you don't really coach something out of a player. You take what they do and you create a situation where that's going to be useful to your team. You're never going to just take something out of a player completely. That's never going to happen.
Okay, so I'm lost. So what do we do with them?
How many times we had Sterling, yeah, where Sterling will just appear in the box out of nowhere for a tap in, and sometimes you even like, well, how on earth he's got it there?
But it was later on. It was not at the beginning. It was after Pep with one
season.
No,
exactly with Pep. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And how many times you see that from Savio and Doku?
I don't. They're always
barely on the tap-ins, bro. They're barely on they're never on the tap-ins, are they? Every time Doku goes one-on-one with the keeper, he misses it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Doku would score an odd goal there and there, but at the end of the day, it's not enough. So
what do you do? So Mateus asking, what do you do with Doku and Savio?
You have patience with them. Like, that's the thing. Savio, he's a very good footballer.
Yeah, you can have patience with them. However, it has to. You gotta, in order to ask for patience from the fans, you gotta start delivering trophies. Because let's say, for example, if in a season where we didn't win the treble, or even last season where we didn't win the league, there'll be a lot more questions in terms of why these players, why Doku? But because we won the league, we were kind of laid back. Do you know what I mean? We're like, okay, second season, at least we won the title. But when you're not winning trophies, the fans start becoming a bit impatient.
I agree.
Especially if your rival are winning them.
Can I say something quickly? Ed, what you lot said is I'm sorry, but it's a load of bullshit. Yeah. Pep is not going to tell a player, to get to the final third. What a player does in the final third is down to him. If Doku gets there and does not know, sorry for my language, I don't want to swear, but does not know what the hell to do, that's on Doku.
But Adam, but again, you're
I'm
looking
sorry, but listen, no. My problem is, I've seen Doku multiple times get into the opposition box and not know what to do. You can. I swear to God, I can go Sunday League football and see brothers that will know what to do.
Adam, you're looking at it. Adam, you're looking at it. Sorry, Adam, you're looking at it from a very, very primary view. I ask you the question again. When you watch the Juve game, what happened to allow Doku the freedom to ball? Answer that question. When you answer that question, you have the solution. What happened?
Yes, Nuri. But
so Nuri does what? That allows Doku to do what?
But Carl, what was it? He did that, but what was it? What did he do? No, I'm saying he had
Nuri's overlap.
I'm saying last season, what did he do?
Last season, how many times did anyone overlap Doku? How many times? How many times?
Carl, you're right.
Unless you're Lionel Messi, right? For you to take 1v3, 1v2 or 3, it's almost impossible, especially in the wide areas. It doesn't happen, mate. That's why he checks the ball back, because there are 3 people on him, and I don't want to lose the ball. If I lose the ball, my manager's going to scream at me.
Well, we
and
were
there's a
busy
transition.
inverting like Nori for no reason instead of playing.
Exactly.
Them going into midfield didn't.
And this is what I was literally saying.
Exactly. Colin, you're taking a Nori's strength. We saw in Juve, you're trying to make him an inverted fullback. Why?
And that's not him. That's not him. That's not him.
Yeah.
He can do it, but you're just wasting him. Why did you buy him for that?
That should raise the question, yeah. That should raise the question. People saying, "Oh, just get us a right back." Like, even if we get a right back, do you think that he would not ask the right back also to do the same as what the left back is doing, which is invert into midfield?
Yeah,
because
we need a defensive right back, not a. Because Nunes can do the job going forward in those games.
Or Wesley, yeah, he will ask them three to do the same thing. Which is like, let's say we had Livramento in last night games, yeah. Livramento,
he's not going to midfield.
And Nore, they would drop into midfield because that's the game plan that he set up. That's what he wants to do against our. That's what he wanted to do against Al Hilal. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. See, that's the thing is, yeah, I feel like sometimes, yeah, he changed the person of the team, but he's asking the team to do the same thing. It's like sometimes you question, are you creating a system that gets the best out of the players, or you asking the players to get the best out of your system? Which is one is which? Yeah. Because sometimes it's very confusing. Sometimes you create a system that gets the best out of the players, like Nottingham Forest at home when we beat them, like Chelsea or like Bournemouth, and then you reverse back to like the same thing, asking the players to get the best out of the system when you change them. Like when you bring Gunda, Bernardo, you ask them to do the same thing as when you play Nico Gonzalez and Kovacic.
Do you know what it is? Yeah,
they don't have the legs.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, you bring in Nuri and you invert him from fullback position against Al Hilal when you had a winning formula.
How many crosses did Nuri put in the box?
Oh,
it makes sense.
Look at the fullbacks. This is the thing for me. Paulo, look at the fullback. Look at how the fullbacks were being deployed in that Juventus game. Look at how Nuri and Mateus Nunes on the right hand side were being deployed at that fullback. In that Juve game. You had Nunes. Look at the amount of crosses that Nunes was delivering as an overlapping fullback in that Juve game.
Even creates an own goal.
Yeah, and the own goal as well. We left that game applauding Nunes. Why? Because he was playing as a proper fullback. None of this invert bullshit. And now you come to this Al Hilal game, and instead of having Doku and Aïnouri, who had brilliant chemistry on that left-hand side in the Juve game, you now bring Aïnouri into the midfield, which completely disrupts what we had going on in the previous.
The very next game.
I think the midfield because Gundo and Bernardo can't.
The very next game, Aïnouri came out and said, the very next game against Juve, after the Juve game, Aïnouri came out and said, I love crossing. I love to go on the byline and put a decent cross in. How many crosses did they put yesterday? How many?
Not many.
Not enough,
0.
What are we doing here? Why are you?
Yeah, there's almost no point in playing him if you're not going to utilize him.
And look at this. The one cross that Aïnouri did put in, what did it result in? It resulted to Bernardo scoring.
Yeah.
The thing for me and everybody else is just that he tried that in the Juve game. He saw that it works. And then he was like, okay, let me try something else because this game isn't really important. So we cannot play the same way.
It's a local game. What do you mean it's not
important? 100 million on the line.
It's a round of 16
knockout. This is a nothing competition.
No.
Nothing competition.
What do you mean it's a nothing competition?
Nothing? Preseason ain't worth 100 million?
This is what they tell you.
Yeah, but the season is worth a lot more than 100 million,
This is
if you
this
win
is what they would
this
tell
game,
you.
100 million, you can buy a player you need.
You pay Turkey and Aïnouri at the same time.
Paulo, I can understand why you would say that, but you don't bring in 3 players in the first 10 days of the transfer window before the Club World Cup starts for you to say that comment.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's pre-season. If you don't bring them before them, they're not going to.
Look how quick we got Reinders, Turkey, and Aïnouri done before the Club
Okay,
World Cup
so
starts.
Go away. Let's go away. They need the time to play.
No. Wait there. If it's a pre-season game, why is your chairman came out and say we're gonna buy some, we're gonna get the squad ready for the Club World Cup, because we want to win that competition. Is win.
And why is he sitting in the stands, Matthias?
Yeah, why would he even go to a preseason game?
Why is he going then in the preseason? He never goes to preseason. He doesn't even attend the Community Shield.
He only goes to big games.
These people.
That's the thing. Mate, the thing for me is
wait. Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. Pick up for the super chat. It says Pep leaves 10 years, 2 billion plus 1 UCL has he achieved. No, why you just mentioned one UCL? Come on,
all I
Obviously,
gotta
we've
say
had a lot
that,
of same
hey,
mistakes that happen. Yeah, he's made a lot
Patrick,
of
all
the
I
same
gotta say
mistakes
that
over and
questions.
over in the
Hey,
CL.
Patrick, all I gotta say is a stupid question to ask. Ask
It's not.
yourself.
It's not, Adam. Adam, it's not though. I've thought about it. It's not a stupid question. One
Wait, but he's
UCL.
got 2 seasons left. Pep's got 2 seasons left.
One UCL.
Oh, we're not winning the Champions League this year, so he has
No,
to
he
win.
didn't underachieve. Come on.
I've already booked my flights to Hungary, so yeah.
You better cancel him because we're not going to be there.
A lot of talks, yeah. A lot of talks.
I think Mateus Nunes is going to guard Rafinha and Kvaratskhelia.
I'll see you guys in Budapest.
Rafinha
next
is
year,
not
bro.
that
He's coming
good.
to
Trust
Budapest.
me on that one.
Throughout the whole transfer window.
40
a lot of
GNA?
talks throughout
Yeah,
the whole
he's
transfer
shit.
window. The talks throughout
That's
the
a
whole
one-off
transfer
season.
window was a lot of talks about throughout the whole transfer window was player coming out doing interview left, right, and center and say, "Oh, the last season was a disappointment. We have to keep our standard. We have to raise the standards. Standards everywhere throughout the whole transfer
Mateus'
window."
favorite word.
Yeah. We're going to the tournament, and your chairman standards. We have to win. We have to get the squad ready. Yeah, we're playing well. Oh my God, we're amazing. We are back. We got knocked out by Al Hilal. Oh no, it's a preseason friendly. Okay, who cares?
No, I've always said that it's a
People can't make
preseason.
their mind up.
You cannot pull that one on me because I've always said that it was a preseason, even during the
whole
Juventus game.
It's a tournament, man. It's not a
preseason.
That's a tournament with a big cash prize, and I know that with PSR we wanted the prize.
And you're telling me it's a preseason?
Yeah. Which one's more important, the Premier League or this?
£40 less than what you went in the Premier League to finish first.
Which one is more important, this or the Premier League?
The Premier League's more important, but
this one. Do you know why? Do you know why this
Are
one
you
is
taking the
matters?
piss?
No. Wait, I'm gonna answer your question. This one matters because if we had gone out there, and actually go out there to win the tournament, that will send a message to everyone. These guys
that
are
we were back.
We got to a final against PSG and we beat them. The whole Premier League and Europe. Whoa! Hold on a minute.
Yep.
Look at this guys.
So do you really think that this is more important than the Premier League?
Now they watched that game. Oh, transition. Easy.
Easy.
I get. Do you really think that this is more important than the Premier League?
It's not a bite. See,
how is it more important in this competition?
No. You can talk about it from a mentality standpoint, but I will say this though, quick thing, I would rather get knocked out in the round of 16 than go to the final and lose that. Because now, if you look at the slight positives, these players now have a month rest. If you actually
it's two.
No.
Conway, it's two, isn't it?
No, it's not two.
So how do you keep the confidence on the Prem?
Let me just say this quick thing,
You took 2 11s.
Listen to this though.
You took 2 11s.
Quick thing though.
What do you mean rest?
Wait, quick thing though. Listen to this though, This competition started 3 weeks after that Fulham game. 3 weeks after that Fulham game, this competition started for us, which means a lot of these players and some of these players who went to the Nations League, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Dias, who won the competition that for Portugal, these guys haven't had enough rest after coming off our worst season.
What about PSG players? What about PSG players?
No.
What about PSG players?
I understand your
PSG
point.
lost to PSG lost to Botafogo. What are we doing here?
Bernardo Silva played 120 minutes of football last night. Why was he not taken off?
The last thing that we needed. Wait, hang on. The last thing that we needed was for us to go to, and I said this ages ago. We might as well just pay the fine and not compete in this current tournament. Why? Because we don't need to go into a tournament 3 weeks after we've gone through our worst season in Pep Guardiola's history at this football club. But now that we've gone into this competition and we bought 3 players there before the competition started, everything changes. The way the players are going into this tournament, how they wanted to win it. Of course, these guys wanted to win it, but I would rather get knocked out early.
You were all excited
go all the way to the final and
Turkey.
I was never excited about the World Cup. Don't say that.
I can't believe
when we signed Turkey, everyone was excited about Club World Cup.
I was not. Don't use that on me.
I can't believe we're hearing this. I can't.
But you get what I'm trying to say, though, Carl. You know what I'm trying to say,
it's just, it's...
The moment, I'm going to say this, the moment we scored that goal and Foden went down, it looked like he was injured. I wasn't celebrating. I was more concerned about Foden because we're going to miss him for the Premier League more than we're going to want this World Cup trophy.
Everybody's concerned about anybody gets injured, but you're in the tournament. Win it. What's this thing about we don't want to win? I don't understand.
No,
this thing.
I didn't say we don't want to win it, but I'm saying we're not going to sacrifice players, or we're going to actually go 100% all out and play like it's a Champions League final.
Yeah, but
There's
you
a
had
big
27
difference, and
players.
you know that.
You had 27. Spartacus, you had 27 players. 27.
Yeah,
We need to. That's the thing. We're not. This is what you guys. This is what I'm saying, and I don't think I'm being able to say this properly. But we're not going to have any preseason if this season.
Use the tools that are available, man.
We're not gonna. We don't have a preseason aside from this.
Spartacus.
If we weren't in this competition, we would have.
Wait, Cal. I have a question for you, Spartacus. You are telling me right now, because Spartacus, I want you to understand this. You are telling me right now, your hand on heart, that Man City did not give fuck all about 150 million.
I think Man City probably give, but Pep himself, he doesn't.
So here's Patrick. Let me build up on what you just said. This competition, whether you get knocked out, was an opportunity to get these new players and young players an opportunity to prove that they want to stay next season, not to play Bernardo and Gundo in the midfield against Al Hilal. If we'd gone out yesterday with all the young boys playing and they tried, it was 4-3, 5-3. Everybody be excited about. Yep, we're out. We've seen what we want to see. We can see Ryan, we can see Cherky, we see them balling, we see what we're seeing. We're happy, we're out. Cool, that's cool. Make some money, cool. But you don't do that. You don't do that. You play Diaz and Akanji. No Hayes, no Kusanov.
Hayes
no
played.
Cherky,
Hayes
no
played the
Foden.
first game.
He played one game and that was it.
Kusanov, I think he played the second one.
In the round of 16, where it matters
only played the
well.
one game.
But Kelly, sorry, Kelly.
Yeah.
In the round of 16, where it matters, where it's knockout, you see players rise. You see young players rise. You play the old guard. It's insanity.
He was trying something. He was trying to see.
There is no defense for it. No one can argue with me or explain to me how
you don't want to hear any arguments. That's
I'm not hearing it, mate, because it makes no sense.
Yeah. No, it does. What he wanted to do is try and see.
It's insanity.
He wanted to see if I know he could invert.
See what?
I know he cannot. He wanted to see if I know he could invert and do a Cancelo, bro.
You said earlier it was about Gundo, a tweak with Gundo.
I'm saying that he's keeping Gundo to see if he can fit into this role, but he can't do it.
This is why Patrick Wirtz did not come to Man City, because your guy is gonna make him a fullback or ask him to play some stupid false nine position like Cherky did against the first game. I was at the stadium.
By the way, Carl, by the way, Liverpool fans think that Liverpool fans say Wirtz is going to Liverpool to play first nine, by the way.
I saw on Cherky's face.
Mate, if he does, Carl, I'm gonna make so much fun of you.
I saw during the first game. I was at the stadium. Y'all went up there, right? I saw Cherky's face when he was playing the false nine. I was by the sideline.
No, but Carl, did Pep do that again, though? Did Pep do that again?
You can smell the sweat from his
shirt. You can't
shirt.
say he will, though. It didn't work. He never did it again, though.
Mate, he didn't give him a chance to do it. He played him on the bench yesterday.
No, I'm saying Cherky was deployed as a false nine. Pep didn't do it again.
Why is he playing him as a false nine in the first place?
No, because it was an experiment. It didn't work. So
he wanted to try something.
Why are you trying to play who knows how to play a position in a position he's not familiar with?
We all called it out in the
debate when I left an hour and a half.
We all called it out.
No, we've come full circle.
Oh, Martin, Martin, believe it or not, Martin, let me give you the conclusion. Martin, believe it or not, Spartacus and Carl made peace because both of them would do the same job, so they all understood that.
I understand Spartacus. I get him now, because Spartacus is conservative in the way he thinks, and that's how he processes information. Now I understand that. Now I get it. I am the opposite, right? I'm not conservative unless I have to be.
Big up labor? Who said big
right?
up labor?
I am spontaneous. I am kind of pushing the envelope. I'm agile. That's the way I operate, and it's two different views, and I appreciate Stefan Spartacus. Now I understand. So we made relative peace.
They broke bread.
Yeah.
What?
So we still don't agree.
Can I just say one thing?
I swear we moved on. We moved on from the club. We're talking about something. Go ahead.
This is my biggest issue right now. People can think however they want. They can have their opinions all they want. The trouble is, we don't allow other opinions. If Carl wants whatever out, or in or out, like I said, or Spartacus wants in, I'll shake it all about whatever. We can debate and we can talk, but there's no one realised yet this is causing a massive split in the fan base, all this, with all City fans at the minute. This is
Wait, what
causing
is the arguing or what?
Just everything. This is, I'm not kidding you, rivals are laughing at our fan base right now. They're laughing at us.
Who?
We are now the laughing stock of football.
Was Hussam laughing at us?
No, but this is becoming.
Okay.
It's the scary thing is to me is, and I've said this. I worry when City lose a game now, because I know what's coming. I know what's coming. There's going to be a 5-hour Twitter space and a 20-hour argument. Then we'll still carry it on the next game.
Wait,
then
Martin, did you say 5-hour Twitter space? Martin, did you say?
I think Hamza's still on his.
Hamza's still going on.
Hamza's on the grind, man. He wants to make his cash.
I keep mine sensible. The other thing is, it is. I don't know what people say. Well, what should we do? Support the team.
And Martin, this is the thing that I've tried to say a couple of times.
Does this right now? And
have you seen the Arsenal fan base?
They don't do this. They don't do this. They don't co-star.
Yes, they do.
This is AFTV at the minute.
You know what's mad? Arsenal
fans, yes, they do.
Everybody, they don't. They really don't.
Kel, the thing for me is we are Martin, let me just say this one thing. I don't understand this because some of our fan base is actively expecting and wanting our players to fail. What we're doing, like, no matter who it is, we should always be saying our players should be doing well.
Only on him.
No, it isn't only. You know, a lot of people.
Spartacus, don't take Adam seriously. We don't.
No, but I'm not saying
Adam
about
the bet going.
Even I've done this.
A brother will be on silent and then everything is blamed on me. Carl, you see the bullying I have to be put through.
This is the truth. And even I've done this before. I did it over Grealish.
Hey, Carl, I'm going to file a complaint, man. Look at the bullying I have to get from...
Martin, go ahead. What
the
you say?
first thing everyone does when a player makes a mistake or does something, told you so. Told you so. See, my boy, your manager, and it turns into. I feel like I'm in a playground sometimes. I keep saying this. None of these players are our boys. They're not inviting you around for tea. You're not in a fan club.
Walker is my boy, though, Martin. Pick up Walker.
I don't know.
It's clear some of them are Pep's boys, though.
Adam's waiting for that donkey barbecue.
Joshua Gvardio is not inviting you round for a cup of tea, no matter how much you glaze after every mistake he's ever made.
I pointed out when he was bad yesterday, man.
No, you pulled the Kanji's mistake up before the 15 Gvardio had made.
Go look at my Twitter. I praised the Kanji.
No, I'm talking about the watch song. Gvardio
I praised him. I said
error after error after error after error after error. And the first time a Kanji made the mistake, everyone blew up. See, I told you it was a Kanji. I told you. And they've ignored the other 15 errors before it.
Well, he's pretty far down my list for yesterday. I don't have an agenda for a Kanji yesterday.
Martin, Jack Grealish never invited you for dinner. Because you fought for him, Martin. Fair play. You fought for him. No. But Martin, wait.
Why do you keep name dropping me?
No. But Adam, let me say this to Martin. Martin, as Conway said, no. It was actually Matea said something that I want you to think of, Martin. He says he thinks Pep has been unfair on certain players and called them out and say he wants them to. Like, he was talking about Jack Grealish, saying Jack Grealish has to come back to the treble season. Conway, it was Matthias. He says, why is he not saying the same thing about Akanji and other players who are not with the treble season thing? Do you get my point? I think some people he's pointing them out and hanging them to dry. I know Jack Grealish, maybe there's something that happened in the background, but do you get my point? What he's trying to say, that he says Jack Grealish has to come back with the treble season, but Akanji hasn't been the same as treble season. Diaz hasn't been the same since the treble season or ever
Yeah,
since.
we kind of forget about the 4-peat season. A lot of these problems were kind of emerging, but they were very. We papered over the cracks with Foden being player of the season and Rodri winning a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
Those
but
two really covered up a
Kilkster.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, but Kilkster last
Without
season,
those
right?
two, all came out.
Yeah, but Kilkster last season, this is the reason why I was very touched about Jack, and I think some people said, "Oh, have you switched?" No, because Jack Grealish came on the football pitch last season where everybody was thinking, and he performed 7 out of 10s. You get it? So he performed sort of a 7 out of 10s. Is this frozen? Wait, is this frozen? It is
Yeah,
frozen.
you're frozen, Pat.
I am frozen, isn't it? Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
we can only
performed.
see that big forehead of yours.
I know. So look, he performed 7 out of 10s, and yet he was told that he has to come back with the treble season. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people tell me that, oh, you hate on this player, but I also defend people and say, why was he picked out like that? And other people have been picked out saying they're not smart enough to play in midfield. Yet there's people who are making so many mistakes. That's why I said, look, it is what it is. When I used to play football, I told people, my manager told me face to face that I'm not going to play that other striker because I favor you, Patrick, and I want you to get back in form. And I stank for games, and he still played me. I have seen it before. It is what
Patrick, why are you lying to the people?
No, I'm serious. I have. Unlike you, Adam, I've got pictures of my basketball career and my football career that ended in my knee getting busted.
Okay,
So,
Patrick, if that's the case, yeah, I'm a pilot and Conway is a solicitor. And we probably know Conway can't even be qualified to be a solicitor.
You know what it is, Pat?
I am actually a solicitor, by the way. So yeah,
people got to realize footballers will make mistakes.
That's fine.
Human nature.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they will.
They make
Yeah,
mistakes.
yeah, of course.
The thing that's worrying me is we've had 4 games. First 3 games, we've seen new things, different things. Let's go back to Juventus game. We were celebrating Pep Linders, Colo Torre and Pep Guardiola doing the conga down the touchline. And 4 days later, we're here. That's what I mean. We can't be doing this A to Z stuff.
Yeah, and the thing also is some people are just they don't feel like they're supporting City anymore. They're supporting the agendas. They just watch the games so that they can just add to the agenda, just say, "See, I told you this guy is crap," or "See, I told you this guy is amazing." And then the next game they're going to be doing the same.
But the thing is, Gundo had a good season last year? No.
Did Bernardo Says the one that's been hating on Akanji.
No.
You could talk, Kelster.
For me, I want to judge. No, but I want to judge on the game I'm watching. And on the game I'm watching, I'm sorry, Gundo and Bernardo were not bad yesterday. That's my opinion.
Gundo was bad.
You didn't say that on the watch along in the first half.
You know, generally speaking, when it comes to Gundo, I hope Galatasaray. I hope Turkey saves me and takes him away from me.
Kelso was on the watch along as well. I said if we're gonna sub off anyone at halftime, it has to be Gundo.
So 60 minutes.
People forget. Everything's recorded. Just go back on the watch along. I said this.
Yeah. But
what I'm saying say that he wasn't playing badly though.
Was Akanji bad yesterday?
But the 60
Diaz
minutes
was bad yesterday. So Diaz was bad yesterday. Akanji wasn't bad, but Akanji got blamed before. It's like, this is what I mean. It's just we can't.
Diaz has been garbage for the longest time. That's nothing new.
Hey,
when I say Gundo was bad, I say he was bad in the second half. In the first half, he was good. In the
he only played 10 minutes in the second half, Conway.
And that's the issue. I wanted him subbed at half time.
Martin, Diaz being rubbish is nothing new.
And it didn't happen. We slag. That's what I'm saying.
No. But what you're forgetting is the second half whistle was blown to kickstart the second half. Look at the goal when Malcolm had the ball for Al Hilal. What is Gundo doing? Gundo got spun by Malcolm and he was jogging back instead of trying to win the ball.
No, I'm sorry, Conway. Reinders did the sloppy header into the box, which gave the ball away cheaply, and then Reinders couldn't get back.
That's not the equalizer, though. That wasn't the equalizing goal that made it.
No, that was the 2-1, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking about the 1-1. When the second half started, what is good? Look at Gundo's work rate off the ball. He gets spun by Malcolm, and instead of tracking him back, he's jogging towards the penalty box while everyone is trying to run back. Gundo's the only one that's jogging. Why is he jogging?
Right, but right. So look at.
But then Conway, who does the blame go back to? Does it not go back to Pep?
Well, hang on, let my like go, man. You look at these heads comment there. Whether or not they are good in particular games doesn't change the fact they need to leave. Then we can't have a debate anymore. There's no debate there anymore. Why do post-match shows then? If we're not going to talk about the game they're in, and we're going to talk about how they played 10 games ago.
I am talking about the game. I am talking about the game.
No. Come on. I'm talking about people are judging last season.
Last night.
We're not. We need to judge on the game last night. Not
you're 100% right. All I've done
we're talking about
all I've done is been solely be fixated on the game that we played against Al Hilal. Gundogan, that equalizing goal that made it 1-1. I'm looking at you as an experienced player, whether you're 34 or 33, it doesn't matter. You should be able to run back.
I'm looking at a goalkeeper who wants 300 grand a week, Conway, and it takes him, and every shot he has against him goes in.
Wait, so you're talking about Edison?
Conway. Yeah.
No, but you can talk about Edison, but the backline in itself, everyone had a shocking game. Everyone had a shocking game.
Yes, I agree. But we're not treating everyone the same way. That's my point.
And I've called these guys out.
Every person should be treated on the individual game in the same way, whether your name is Dick Van Dijk or Erling Haaland.
And I've called these guys out. And I said it. And I said earlier on.
No, I don't mean these guys. I'm just talking the fan base in general. We're doing too much at the minute for me.
Can I ask a question and move away from this Club World Cup? So okay, let's say we've closed the chapter. How much have we made? 40 grand, isn't it? So 40 million.
Yeah, 40 mil, 50
mil. 30 million, so which is good. Let's move away from this. Let me ask Martin. We're going for a rest now. Now there's rumors I keep hearing that the case has closed on exits, which I'm surprised because 27-man squad, how are they going to play? Also the case has closed on incomings. Okay, that's fair. But Martin, there's one guy who, I don't glaze him, I don't favor him. I was telling people to actually come down. Martin, if you look at this preseason, or let's call this a preseason, the Club World Cup, I think the biggest loser in this, I don't want to say loser, but the one who's lost so much here, and I feel bad for him, is Oscar Bob, because he got 10 minutes. Is there a future for Oscar Bob at City? Because, look, Oscar Bob says he wants to stay at City. He said he wants to play at City. That's what he made a speech. But after what has just happened with the whole tournament, where Sabio...
I don't want to answer that, I'll be honest, Pat. I don't want to answer that because when I give answers, people chuck it back in my face at the minute. I've had a lot of that in the last 24 hours.
Wait. You're still getting attacked, even.
Yeah, because all the batting, because when you hear stuff and you give the info, you get ITK and all that shit. So I'm pulling back a bit on the info.
Oh wait. What if you remove your ITK hat and say I'm using the Martin hat?
But I'm not an ITK. I just get information that he's right a lot. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not an ITK. Never have been.
Wait, do you have a robot set up in there? I'm joking.
I have an office.
What about your ITK watch?
No, Patrick, he has a private jet.
Oscar Bob was not sold. There has.
Wait,
if it was up to City, they would loan him. They'd loan him for a year.
Do you still have your ITK watch? Is it gone?
I worry for him.
No, but you know what? Okay, what I'm saying in general is I don't want to hear like... Yeah.
The club would be open to loaning, I feel, because I don't think Bob's going to get the game time he probably wants.
I feel bad for him.
But Oscar Bob will want to stay, and that's not... He's not the only one that offer's been made to.
Yeah, I know you say you're gonna keep that one quiet because we're just gonna have to see the few things. I think there's a lot of offers that are gonna be made, and people's hearts will be broken. Anyway,
I'll be honest with you. I have doubts on and I don't think it's right, and I don't agree with it. Before anyone kills me, I have doubts on Kushinov.
Interesting.
I also don't think that Kushinov is going to be here next season.
I mean, Pep has doubts on Nico G as well, though. Don't forget about Nico G.
Essentially, I have doubts on it.
Nico G and Kushinov, we're looking at them like, yo, what's going on there? We signed these guys.
So we spent 60 million on a guy to potentially ship him out on loan, or even, or potentially potentially sell him.
Whoa! Where have you got 60 from?
Nico G is talking about.
Oh, Nico
Yeah,
J.
I'm talking about Nico G.
Yeah, it happens. It happens in big teams, Adam. Unfortunately, it happens in big teams.
What happens? Spending 60 million down the drain for a player not to utilize it.
It's not down the drain. They can loan him
Patrick,
out.
it is down the drain.
But Patrick, people are right in saying that a lot of the minutes that Gundogan scored in this tournament should have been given.
What if Gundogan goes, Rob? If Gundogan goes, what? Because he's got people to remember it. Said it's Nico G.
If Gundo goes, I'm celebrating. I'm having a barbecue for 2 weeks.
See, that's the bit I don't like. That's people are talking about
no,
statues
because
the
no,
year
Martin.
ago,
Why I say that? No, Martin. Let me explain myself. Martin, the man has been a shadow of himself. The man had no business coming back. It was absolute pure.
It's not his fault. He came back.
No,
it's
Patrick, shut up. Yeah, Patrick, be quiet. Yeah.
It's not his fault.
No, Patrick, shut up. Shut up.
We need
Adam,
I
it's not his fault.
to shut up in the whole stream, bro.
But
we need to cancel.
No, Martin, it was the biggest mistake bringing this man back.
Let's ask Adam. Adam, you were twerking. Adam, I've got clips of you on my channel. You were happy that Gundogan was coming back. I have clips of you. Do you want me to clip you?
Yep, Twitter Spaces as well.
You know what, Adam? I'm gonna clip you. I'll put you out tomorrow. From the morning, I'll clip you. You were there with me, saying, "Oh my God, Gundogan is coming back." You were there. Adam, the Adam.
Yep, you hosted Spaces as well.
Hey, Conway, now you're lying. It wasn't me who hosted that space. It was what's his name, Hamza. So don't lie. It was Hamza.
Martin, do you take Adam seriously in 2025? Adam, I used to take you seriously.
I don't. I'm gonna be. I don't know who to take serious anymore on stuff. I had Alan last night saying that the City fans should be having the City players need twatting in the dressing room. Where do I go with that?
Yeah, Alan lost his
mind. Nowhere I
now.
can go with that. There's no debate anymore.
Yeah, Alan lost the plot on that one, to be honest.
This is not. The thing is, we should be doing rationale, and yes, there are right and wrongs, but we're not at the moment.
No, but if we don't have the outgoings, the process it won't go in front. You know what I mean?
Do you know what's funny though? I think you know what we should do. I think as a fan base right now, I'd like to be honest with you. I think on the channel you're not gonna hear me talking about the Club World Cup again. I think it's closed by now. But I just want to see how I want to see what Spartacus said. Spartacus asked all of us and said, "What's our strongest starting lineup?" That's all I'm waiting for, because that's all what I want to do.
I think
and you know
that's
what?
an easy
I'm gonna
one.
and Spartacus, I'm not gonna be negative like other people. I still think this City team is capable of winning the Champions League, and there's this thing where people are saying they can't win the Champions. That's a lie. This City team is more than capable of winning the Champions League, and we have quality players. Unfortunately, yes, we've been knocked up by.
Isn't that the sad part here? And I know everyone's going to call me standards and everything else. I know what's going to come. Are you telling me we're only going to be happy if we're lifting the big trophies?
No.
Is that where we're at now? Where happiness is at the bottom of the pot?
but I'm saying people are doubting us, saying, "Oh, just because we've been beaten by Al Hilal, that means we can't be one of the favorites for this." I think City are still strong enough to win a Premier League, to win a Champions League, and to compete. So, look, this happened with Al Hilal. Obviously, we have all pointed out what happened. We've all debated our positives and negatives. I'm just happy. No, I'm not okay. I'm not happy that we got knocked out. I am happy to see the strongest lineup. I want to see the next generation of a City team. I want to see the rebuild that Pep is doing. Look, at the end of the day, it's going to be ups and downs, but I just want to see it. I just recently bought 3 City jerseys.
That's my thing, Pat.
I'm excited. So, I don't know.
People don't know how to deal with the downs.
It was painful, though. Let's be honest, Martin.
Yeah, of course. Listen, all downs are painful, but it's one game. Listen, if we're like this after Wolves, or we're like this in November time, then I'm stood behind you and I'm going, right. But
wait, do you think it's only one game, Martin, or is people, I think, are taking heartbreak?
Yeah, because we didn't play like that against Juventus. We didn't play that against.
Oh, I think it's heartbreak from last season. I think there's no one game. I think it's heartbreak. It's heartbreak from last season. I think it's what you remember what you say that people are carrying the heartbreak.
No, you remember? We said we did a space. Was it about a month ago before that? And we said the people will know where this goes. I said because Everyone will be happy until we're knocked out of this competition. The minute we're knocked out of this competition, it'll go right back to where it was. And it has. It's gone right back to where it was. And yes, people who want Pep out, fine. But I will say it again. You need to then question Khaldoon because they're not sacking him. So you're not going to get what you want. They're not going to sack him.
Nah,
Khaldoon loves Pep.
Look at this statement. Nah, you guys.
So what are you going to do?
We'll lose to Wolves. Nobody's losing to Wolves, man. Nah, we're losing to Wolves. I don't know what people do. Anyway, at the end of the day, guys, I'm going to have to cut it. It's 2 hours, 32 minutes. Don't forget, guys, me and Martin are going to have a show. I just have to speak to Martin when this week I don't
She's doing what I do that show because no one wants to do about the history. How's another thing I got yesterday? What does the history means? Jack shit.
Say that. Say.
That's what I mean.
What happened yesterday? What did I miss yesterday? I was.
Oh, just yeah. Well, one defeat and everyone goes into yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, right now, let's wait the outgoings. Right now, you know what I mean. Right now, you just need to do waiting. So it is what it is.
Jarvis, is that you in the comments, Jarvis Smith?
What?
Are you in the comments, Jarvis?
I'm not in the comments. I'm always here.
Hey, Patrick, is that magic hat? Hey, magic. Hey, Patrick, that magic hat. Is it that magic hat from Twitter? That twat.
What do you mean, magic
Mike?
You know that twat, that whatever from Magic Hat, whatever his name is from Twitter.
Who Magic Hat was?
I don't know. I don't know Magic Hat too.
I thought it was
who the hell is that guy, bro?
I
It's the
thought
Arsenal fan on Twitter that talks about 115.
Yeah, that's not Harris. I asked Stefan, and it wasn't. I thought it was.
Hey, Martin, quick question on that. Yeah, when is he even going to come out?
We're getting a verdict this month, by the way. I'm just telling you guys that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I wanted to know when are we going to get it.
Don't listen to Conway. Don't listen to Conway. Conway once told us that he knows the lineup, and the lineup was not what Conway said.
I got it right.
I'm still not being paid. Still had no money.
Hey, wait. Martin, isn't this the same Conway that still hasn't paid? What's his name? Elliot.
Patrick, you said you was end of the stream, but what's going on?
Hello. hey, Patrick, don't end the stream. Hey, you have to. Hey, Conway, you have to answer the allegation.
No, Adam, if you want, you can join Hamza here. Hamza's space is still going on.
Bro, Hamza's still on the space. Damn.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
not
man.
He's just like a league gunner, 24-hour emergency stream.
You know what? I'm ending this stream. You know, and you know what I'm going to do.
Screw it, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
You know what I'm going to do, Martin? I'm going to do an experiment, Martin. I'm going to do an experiment. I'll start a stream tomorrow with the panel, and I'll tell the panel nobody talks about the Club World Cup or nobody talks about last season. Let's talk about the future. We did this last time and it failed. People can't get rid of the past anyway. Goodbye, guys. Make sure you subscribe and like, and don't forget, Martin is about to get to 1 million subscribers. Make sure you subscribe.
Come on, let's go.
I'm trying to get 10 now. Big up. I'm at 7.2 now, or we're at 7.2.
Wait, you're gonna get to 10 by the end of the season?
You want 500, don't you? Did you? No, I want 10 by August.
All I gotta say, all I gotta say is that Martin is a bet. Hey, all I gotta say is, wait, Patrick. No, Patrick, let me say this quickly.
The 5K is coming.
Wait, 1 minute.
5K is coming.
Hey, Patrick, wait.
What did you say?
There's two better YouTubers than Patrick on this panel, Martin and what's his name, Carl.
Oh, is it?
Hey, knock it the fuck off. Carry on.
Anyway, on that note, guys, we're about to reach 5K. It's actually about just 80 subscribers and 5K. That's actually incredible, Martin. Look at this, Martin, how we're moving so fast. To believe, Martin, when we met you and me, we were like in a very low numbers. You're reaching about 7. I'm reaching about 5 in about a few days. If I push it, I'm pretty sure I'll reach 5. If I don't push it, remember, it's how. What did you say? It's how much work you put into this, isn't it? You say this. It's how much work you put into this is what you get.
So am I finally, Patrick? Am I finally gonna get my BMW?
You shut up. You YouTube.
You get out what you put into things.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Before you end, Fabrizio just said new deal talks underway between Rico Lewis and Manchester City Talks set to intensify soon as Rico wants to stay. Pep, Hugo Viana see him as key part of the project. Improved salary offered as well. So my guy Rico,
Danielle
man.
is gonna have a good day.
Rico, Ruben Diaz, Phil Foden, and Rodri will all get new deals.
What about the O'Reilly? O'Reilly's still on the table.
O'Reilly's and ahhing.
When will they announce the Savio one?
Savio needs one. Savio needs one.
I can't wait for the Ruben Diaz contract extension when everyone flips the lid over that one.
No, but O'Reilly one took so long time.
You know which one is left now? There's only one more guy left.
Who?
We'll discuss it in the space. We'll discuss it in the space.
He's gonna say his.
You mean
he's gonna say his client Edison?
You mean Claudio Edison? Claudio Bravo Edison.
Can I say something?
We'll discuss it.
Or Nana Edison.
I get knocked down.
God damn it! You know what my friend says about Edison?
Down. I let another in.
Crazy.
Is Edison.
Can I be honest?
My friend told me, they told me Edison Ter Stegen, bro. What the heck?
Can I say something?
The disrespect on Ter Stegen is crazy, dude.
Conway, I was backing Eddie, but Edison is making these mistakes that he was making when he was 23 years old till the age of 31. And Conway, I'm starting to ask questions. No.
Guess what he did when he was 23?
You know, Edison is
Guess what he did when he was 23?
2.0
with 100 points.
Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off. Take me off. Cut the show.
Wins tackles. In front. Wonderful goal. It's a title winner.
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!